Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil lay inside your box now while the angels fly over my headstone.
Yeah, baby, we are back with another episode 15 of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Serbs. And today, right now, right here, we have a very special guest that I want to introduce in a little bit. But first, because I just got the news right now, Nick Cannon's baby just passed from a brain tumor that his child had. So before we get into anything right now, because this just happened like maybe an hour ago, I want to say peace to Nick Cannon and his whole family. My prayers and condolences, peace and blessings. I can't imagine what Nick Cannon is going through right now, and just even talking about it just gets me emotional. Just because, you know, my cousin, baby Roxy, she was a few months as well when she passed away from SID. So I just want to give a quick moment of silence for Nick Cannon's child, real quick. Thank y'all. And today we have a very, very special episode. Virginia's own Nelonius, aka SPRKDLA. He just changed his name, so I'm very excited. Got a full-length interview here for him. And let's just get into the shits, man. Let's go. Let's get her done. Let's get it.
Yo.
Nelonius, or should I say SPRKDLA, was good, my G. This is the God's Hour. What's good, man? What's good with you? You been alright? It's been a minute since we chopped it up back a few years ago, I would say.
Son, yeah, it's been a fucking hot minute, dog. How you been, man?
Oh man, you know, like fucking like a roller coaster at Disneyland or some shit, bro. You already, but in a good way though. All kinds of drops and circles and spins and shit like that. But we out here, bro.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Nah, trust me, I hear you, dog. That's what's up, man. It's like I said, man. It's been a fucking minute. Shit, yo. But I see you making moves, man. That's what's up. It's good to see that, man.
Man, thank you. You already know this rap shit it fucking gets like fucking weird, like at times, especially with these fucking like half of fags over here. They want to beef it with everybody and shit. Everybody and their mamas wants to beef it with your boy Big Serbs or whoever else. So it's kind of like I had to figure out what's the next step for La Merca Superior, aka, you know what I mean, the upper market, you know. So I was just like, the only other thing that makes sense for me at this point is podcasting. I love talking shit, and I love, you know, connecting and building with other people such as yourself, like-minded individuals.
Yeah, facts. I mean, it's a good route to go to, man, you know what I mean? Because really, you know, there really ain't much in between the lines and all shit, you know, beyond the music shit. So, I mean, it's a good, what is it? It's a good...
detour.
Man. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly.
It's like a shortcut. If this music shit don't work, fuck it. We just gonna thug it out like this on the mic.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit. Like like you said, man. It's just a good outlet. Yeah, it's a good outlet to just, you know what I mean, just put people on and shit. Just, let everybody know what's up. But yeah, I like the route you taking, man. It's just dope.
I appreciate it, bruh. So let's just get right into the shits, man. Okay, so first of all, let's address the name change. Cause I like Nelonius myself. I was a big Nelonius fan. You know what I mean? The name is hard as fuck. What made you even to decide I'm gonna just change my name? Fuck it.
Man, so basically, I mean, I fuck with the name too, man, but then I ended up realizing that, like, it's real hard to pronounce, bro. I mean, like, I think a lot of people were confused. Like, a lot of people don't really know how to read in general and shit like that. So, I mean, I'd get, like, Kenlonius or, like, Nelanius, like, shit like that. And, I mean, I fuck with the name, too, and all that stuff, but I think the way that I ended up switching it up is because I started getting into, like, tagging and all that shit. And Nelonius, that's a long name, man. And I think SPRKDLA is pretty straightforward. That's one of my favorite Madlib joints too. I'm a big Madlib fan. So, we got the song I SPRKDLA. That's my joint on PlayStation and all that shit. And it just, I don't know, I think it rolls off the tongue much easier. But, yeah, I mean, like I said, man, it's just a hard thing to pronounce. But at the end of the day, I think I'm going to still keep the two and all that stuff. But, you know what I mean? I think I just had to switch it up, especially with the way that I'm going with music now. It's definitely going a whole nother direction. So I thought it was, the right time to switch it on to something that's, I guess, more fitting and stuff.
Oh man, if you worried about illiterate motherfuckers, you went from Nelonius to I don't know what the fuck. If you worried about that, people are gonna be like SPRKDLA, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like that shit is a lot. When I seen that shit, it literally took me like 5 seconds. I'm like, hold up. I'm like, okay, Spark and LA. What is the only thing that's in between those? Okay, SPRKDLA, I get it, but these other dickheads that never fucking took an English composition class, or they was homeschooled, or fucking they got D's all through their English classes, man. You just completely fucked all those people right now.
Yeah,
you just lost.
Facts. It's gonna take them another year to really catch on to it. I also got like you said.
All the dumb fucks who failed English, got to take English remedial classes. You just fucked the whole mind up it's a mind fuck as soon as they see. It's like SATs. When you see that shit, it just fucks your mental up real quick.
Yeah, facts, man. But like I said, I mean, I'm just trying to make it easier and all that stuff. But it's a name that I started using way more because in the middle of the whole music shit, I kind of stopped for a little bit, and then I got into tagging, and that shit fit way easier, and it was way faster to put onto some shit, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to. I was like, I think Nelonius is 7 letters, and then SPRKDLA is actually, hold up, see, I'm already fucking up. I think it's like 8, and then I just dropped it down to like 7 to make it real easier, so I could space it in just way quicker, you know what I mean? Not waste my time just doing too much of that shit. But yeah, I just felt like it was just right to go into it because as I started doing the art shit, it just started to to shift onto that. I was still making music though. Everything's just going it's a completely different direction than what I originally started with. So it's cool now. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be the last time that I change up something like that, but I mean, as I go on, I mean, right now I feel like that's the best one.
I feel like you should change it at least 2 more times. So fuck it, just fuck with people, like fuck it.
Yeah,
Just have nothing but
facts.
aliases.
Yeah, facts. I'm gonna just keep it like that on some Doom shit, the Victor Vaughn, fucking all that shit like that. Same shit essentially, but it's just pretty different. Like you're just doing different shit. So, but at the end of the day, the product's still the same quality. So, you know, just keep it at that. And those who know, and those who don't, I mean, you know what I mean. They'll probably know Melonius, but then the SPRKDLA shit, like that's something on the other hand.
That's dope, bruh. That's dope. Rest in peace to MF Doom, bruh. Literally started like half of this shit. More like I'll say about 80% of this shit that's still going on.
Oh yeah, nah, for sure, bro. That shit's still it's still a big hit. Like, you know what I mean? There won't be another. There really won't be another at all. And yeah, I mean, I was listening to the Metal Fingers tapes when I first decided that I really wanted to get into music, because I initially started up as wanting to be a rapper. This was when I was like 12, like 13, and yeah, I would try to do some shit on his Johnson and all that, bro. But even then, like all those Metal Fingers tapes, if you listen to all of them, the samples that he used, they still get reused like constantly. You know what I mean? They almost rip his shit. So, you know what I mean? It's just, there will never be another, man. You know what I mean? There's the originator of the shit that he does, man.
For sure, because I've literally seen like I forgot that beat where it's like the saxophone. I forgot what beat that is, but I heard like 100 different versions of that one.
I think I know what you're talking about. That one's actually a if I know the exact one that you're talking about, it's by this one Brazilian artist. What is his name? Damn. But
It's not Arthur Veruchai, is it, or something like that, or is that someone else?
Yeah, I think so. And the cover's like kind of like a brown, like it has like a brown color palette and all that stuff. And that joint is hold on. Let me find this joint. Cause I just been listening to a bunch of shit. Yeah, it is. It's Dedicada a Ella. Yep.
I think I've definitely heard. I haven't heard the whole album, but I know that's like a big. What is it? A big part of what Doom sampled for a few of his beats, actually.
Yeah, oh hell yeah. Nah, he definitely dug for sure. Da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Like I forget who else used that beat too, but
everyone.
Yeah, just yeah, yeah. Nah,
everyone
sure,
used that shit, bruh.
Sure. Yeah, that. Nah. He definitely did his digging for sure. That's what I seen when I started to. The deeper I dove into music, you definitely find all the gems that he was putting on and all that. And he had a good taste, man. Like this crates is probably crazy too.
Oh yeah, because the crate game is completely different now, because now these fucking kids get a laptop and all they do is search on YouTube like fucking rarest soul samples from the 70s and shit like that, and fucking these kids have no idea what the fuck it's like to travel to different countries, go to record shops, dig for like 4 to 6 hours, and just like spend mad grips of money just on like one sample from one record, bruh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've been seeing that Andre Navarro, or whatever his last name is. That's like one of the biggest like sample searching channels. He posts heaters all the time. But I remember when I came up across his channel when I first started as Melonius, his shit was real. Like it wasn't too low key. I mean, nah, it really was compared to now, because now anything he drops, like within a day, like you only get like 50K. And everybody finds their shit through there, man. It just, it kind of fucked it up like a little bit. Because I mean, I would find my shit through there and all that, but even then, like anything that you find, that shit just gets snatched up. So you know, now I kind of just only want to stick to records. You know what I mean? Before it was like 70, now it was like 80% of records, and then like, you know, 20 was, I'd say like 15 actually. So yeah, like 85-15 to the whole digital shit. But now, man, it's just hard. It's really hard to find a sample that, you know, people haven't really butchered. But I mean, that's when chopping comes in as a, like, you know, as an engine, like as an individual, like producer and all that, man. Like that's when it comes down to, you know, you really deciding what you do with that shit. You know, separating yourself from others. Because man, I hear these fucking people's beats and them Jones is whack, bro. Like them Jones is fucking whack, dog. Like this shit is crazy how fucking people butcher good samples. And like it sounds like some hating shit, but for real, man, like they fuck these samples up, but they still get the, you know,
the praise and the recognition,
this
like if that
following.
shit is dope.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but I mean, all power to them, man. You know,
Yeah, fuck that
it's
power,
different
yo.
audiences to everything. Everybody got a different audience, man. You know, but I feel like a lot of people are very impressed by some simple shit now, and you know, as time has gone on, I hear these samples being used that I've used years ago that, you know, they barely get tweaked up, and I'm so far in that I could recognize, like, you know, what type of drum samples they got from what packs and all that shit, and like, you know, like it's just all becoming too common now. But yeah, as far as like new producers and all that stuff, I really haven't really been getting into that shit because, you know, nothing's really that impressive. Other than, I mean, yeah, other than the people that really been doing it since, like, you know, getting their following since, like, you know, the middle of this decade. But yeah, ain't nothing too crazy right now, man. You know, so that kind of dragged me away for a little bit, but same time, it's also, you know, it's also like fuel to really like fuck it up. You know what I mean? Because I see this shit, I'm like, man, it's just too easy, bro. Like, you know.
For real, it's like the new wave of like producers and shit. They're like taking it somewhere else to where it's like real producers like you, or I'm gonna say me and a few others like that keeping it. Cause like with me, I like keeping it straight to loops. Like I'm not like I'm only using like a certain like software and shit. So I'm not, you know, like I don't got a MIDI and shit. So I'm just straight looping. Like I don't give a fuck. But I'm hearing beats that just sound way too choppy. Like who the fuck is gonna rap? Like how could you even bob your head to this shit, bro? Like what the fuck is going? Like this shit'll be like, this shit'll sound like fucking, like if the record's all broken or some shit. Like, brother, how do you even play this shit out loud over 10 decibels? Be like, for real though. But what was my point of this shit? Yeah, like I just feel like it's more for like real motherfuckers like you and me to just be like, man, fuck that shit. We just gonna keep up the wave how we been doing it, and I just feel like it makes us stand out more. It more so yourself because you got dope beats, bro. Like I wouldn't be fucking with you if I didn't think you was, you know what I mean, the creme de la creme, the fucking cream of the crop, the whatever the fuck that rhymes together with that. You know what I mean? Like,
Appreciate that, man.
no, I'm
So
serious,
yeah,
bro.
yo,
Your
the
beats,
looking nut.
yeah, the drums be knocking, bro. Like that's the first shit you hear when I blast your beats on these fucking Yamaha HS or whatever the fuck sevens over here. That shit could fucking knock a bird down off his fucking axis, bruh. From the
Good
sky.
looking, man. Yeah, that's another thing too, man. Is that mixing has always been a big part of you know, of my process. I think it's like it definitely slows me up, but man, like, you know, when it comes down to mixing and shit, is you really gotta have your shit booming, man. Like, you know, the process is this shit's long too, man, because it goes from like my headphones, you know, I'll listen to my AirPods, and then I'll put it onto my fucking Audio Technicas, and then it goes onto the speakers, and then goes to the car. Like it's a whole thing. Like I feel like I spend too much time on it, but you know, I fuck with when people really get to see that. You know, they definitely appreciate that shit. So.
Nah, bro, that
Yeah,
shit,
man.
whatever your formula is, keep going, bro. I know it could be like tedious and at times like strenuous, but the 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 little details, the more time you spend on the record, making it, tweaking it, even just little tidbits, bro, make it greater overall. You know what I mean? And it makes the beats and the songs that much better.
Yeah, for sure, man. Because again, at the end of the day, there's always quality over quantity and all that. You know, I be pretty hot about, you know, releasing shit that isn't longer than 10 tracks, or, you know, because honestly, I've always wanted to do like a 20 plus type thing, but it just always comes down to making a lot of cuts, because, you know, if the sound really isn't there, bro, like if it don't sound good to me, it may sound good to anybody else, but at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm making this shit, like anything that sounds good to me, you know what I mean? Like I come from influences of fucking people that like master their craft, like, you know what I mean? Like a beat could be good, bro, but fucking if it just doesn't sound right, like there's not really much you can do. Like you said, like if you can't really crank it on your speakers, then the shit isn't mixed good, man. If you gotta turn it down a little bit because, you know, the shit ends up clipping, like, you know, you gotta do some work there. So, you know, that's just real important, bro. That's just wild important.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's, you know, it could be some more work to do, but to be honest, I mixed Voodoo Love, my debut album. I mixed the whole album 11 times, and that's not even 11 times like from start to finish. That was just 11 times from like the rough draft of all the mixes. You get me?
Yeah.
And I still mixed the whole shit 11 times. So all you motherfuckers,
Bro, it can never be too, you know, it can never be too good. You know what I mean? Like a real artist definitely sees that there's always room for improvement, you know? Because sonically, like, you know, that shit can, you know, it comes down to whole science and all that, you know what I mean? Like, there's just some waves in music that psychologically, like, they make you feel a certain way, you know what I mean? And it all comes down to mixing, bro. So, yeah, that's respect. Damn, 11 times. I know you probably did that job more than that, bro, but it comes down to a whole...
man, I must have mixed
I
it.
hear you, bro.
I must have mixed it 11,000 fucking times, bro. Because at this point, you know when you mix some shit to the point where you're like, man, I don't even want to listen to this shit anymore, bro. Like, fuck this.
You just want to scrap that shit, bro. Oh my god, dog. Honestly, like there ain't nothing that pisses me off more than mixing, for real. Like it's such a fucking dog. It's shit is so frustrating. There's been times where I just got like. No, I just had to shut my shit off instantly, and I was like, fuck this, I'm going to go drink and come right back to it. And then, you know what I mean? I think I got it down to a T. Then I hear it the next day, and it's like, fuck, man. It's like, I fucking hear you, bro. There's never been anything as of recently that's pissed me off as much as mixing, you know? I've probably made like 3 projects so far that I've scrapped. Solely because of mixing and sorting and like track sorting and all that stuff, because that's another major thing too is sorting the tracks, like, you know, to just make it sound right, like sound like it's in a linear way and all that, because, you know, you can have a good album, like, but at the end of the day, if the track transitions or it like the way that it's like leading up to, it just isn't right. It isn't well connected, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You might as well just fucking, you know, just restart with it, bro. Because a lot of those little details people take for granted, for sure. Like, I've heard some decent albums, but but what fucks it up was definitely the sorting, bro. So
How do you mean
I
by
hear,
the sorting? Like the track listing, or what do you mean?
yeah, like the track listing of what's it called, like so the way I make shit, it's gonna sound like it's starting, and then I make something that's ending. You know what I mean? Like the way that I see making shit, like I see it just like making movies, because that's another big inspiration of mine. That's something I like. You know, another passion of mine is movies and film and all that shit. And I definitely like to have something that moves from a start to a finish. Like, you know, you know what part of the album you're in type shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know how you have some movies that have fucking, you know, they have a beginning, a climax, and then they have the ending and all that stuff. And it's just like, I feel like that's really important to have into your shit. Or even, you know, some other movies that have it starts at the ending and then it goes towards the beginning at the end type shit. You know what I mean? It's real. I feel like that shit is really, really important to keep you tuned in while you're listening to something. Because you feel that in, what is it? Mobb Deep's first album.
The
You
Infamous.
feel it. Yeah, you feel that on the Infamous. That shit is a straight up, like, you know, that shit is a masterpiece, because not only the quality of the music, but the fucking just the way that it's like, the way that shit's moving.
I keep it real,
And
pack still.
yeah, exactly. Like
You
it's
must be crazy,
that,
kid, man. I never did. Forever wilding up and oh my god. Rest in peace to Prodigy, bruh. Shout out the Infamous. You know, Q-Tip was all over that album. That's why that shit was so butter.
yeah, exactly, man. Everybody got to give Q-Tip his flowers, 'cause, man, the fucking the way that he sees this shit, bro. That's another big inspiration of mine too, man. It's Q-Tip, because he really, you know, that's a fucking producer right there, man. That's like one of the Quincy Jones of fucking
Hip
of rap.
hop.
I'll definitely say so. Yeah, and another thing is I like Murder Music a lot, man. Murder Music is nice, but the bootleg of Murder Music is fucking like, dog. That's a whole nother album solely because of the fucking track listing. It's this shit's just different, bro. It's just completely different. It starts out with Murder Music. Murder Music is track 15. And on the bootleg, it starts out with Murder Music. And that shit gets you, like, into it instantly. And the way that it moves from start to finish, I'd say it's way better than the official release.
I gotta
Because,
go. I gotta
again,
go
it came
listen to
down to,
that.
oh, bro, that shit is crazy. That
I've
shit is
heard
a fucking
Murder
album.
Music, but I think I've heard like the iTunes version or something like that, like the official, like whatever version I heard. What definitely wasn't the bootleg version. But that fucking
Yeah,
album is dark, bro. Like if the Infamous was like a full moon, the fucking Murder Music album is like a total eclipse, bro. Like that shit is just dark. Like everything, the
exactly,
lyrics
man.
and the beats for sure. They were on some shit. They were on some shit, Patch.
Yeah, that's a fucking timeless genre. That was actually the first Mob album I listened to.
Oh, for real?
My fucking my brother's brother-in-law put me onto that genre, and dog, like just the way the whole joint moved, like, you know, this is the first one I listened to in full. I listened to most of the Infamous beforehand, but this is the first one I really got into in full. Um, but yeah, there's just something that was always off about it with me, and it's the track listing. This shit's good, but it's just the track listing. I first heard about the bootleg version. I think it was like 4 years ago or so, and dog, I'm surprised I don't even have that joint downloaded, but that's the one I mainly go to listen to for sure. It's just, you know, just think about starting the fucking album out with Murder Music. Like, that shit is the best way to start a fucking album. Yeah, it's, man, yeah, that's my shit right there, man. You definitely got to see what's good with that one, bro. 'Cause I don't know the whole story behind the bootleg, but it was definitely moving around off of what I know. Like, you know, when it first released, I think that was their one of their drafts. You know, into fully releasing it. You know that. But it's just another prime example that, like, you know, the way that you're sorting your junk is definitely a major just something major that you got to do with your music, man, because it just changed the whole feel about it. So that's something that's real important, man, because I feel like a lot of newer albums definitely lack that. That there's some albums that aren't even that good, and just the sorting itself helps it out. You know what I mean?
For real, that's a Drake album right there. Either his
Yeah.
shit is either his shit is like either his shit don't flow good at all, and all the songs are like pop songs, or all the songs are trash, but they got like good transitions, or like you got a good flow to them. But
Exactly, man. Exactly. That's why people, you know, props to his producers for sure, and everybody who works on his music and all that stuff. But yeah, it's essentially all the same shit, man. Like, it's just his shit just sounds good the way that it moves. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I swear, all the most recent Drake albums is just it's just like you already know where it's going, the direction that it's going exactly. Like, you know what I mean? You start to hit the middle, that's like more the you know, the singing Drake and shit like that. Or nah. It's like, you know, he starts to like turn up a little bit. And the one thing I don't like about his fucking albums, bro, is that every beginning of every Drake album is the same exact shit. Like, you already know what track you're gonna
it's all
end
the
up
same.
hearing, bro. It's the filtered out, you know what I mean, vocal sample, and like, yeah, you know what I mean, and then like the jump builds up a little bit and all that. But yo, this shit's been the same constantly, but people love that shit, bro, because they know what they're gonna get out of a Drake album. You know what I mean? Everybody knows exactly what it's gonna be like already.
For real, that nigga Drake is the McDonald's of fucking rap, bro. Like, everyone knows what they're gonna get, and yet they're still cool with it. Like, it's the same cheeseburger with fries and a Coke. Like, that's it for every album. He went from nothing was the same to now everything is the fucking same with him. But fuck Drake.
Yeah, nah,
Let's
no
get the fuck off
bullshit.
of Drake for a second. I see you mentioned that you said that film inspires the music. So I just wanted to know, what is your favorite show or cartoon show, and what about like the film inspires you?
Favorite show, I mean, of all time is definitely The Wire. I watched that joint, you know, 2 times over in full now. I'm almost on the third viewing, uh, because that joint itself is a fucking, you know, that shit is art. Just the way that the whole thing moves, it's basically the same characters for the whole entire 5 seasons, and but as they add more characters, like they're not side characters. You know what I mean? Like that the way that they move with that show, bro, is fucking. It just shows the result of collateral damage, because that's what it is, the whole entire thing. And the main character is the city of Baltimore, and the shit's real, because it really comes down to, like, you know, how the streets affect politics, and how politics
Affect the
affect,
streets.
you know, the city as a whole, yeah, and how ports affect everything. Police force affects the streets, like, you know what I mean? It's just a constant back and forth of what the history of the city is, and the shit is crazy, because I live about like 2 hours away from there, and it's still the same shit. It's like anytime you go down there, it's still the same shit as it was from back then. But then they even come down to, you know, speaking about gentrification in the city, and I think it's like the second or third season. It's the third season. They start to mention about how gentrification affects the city, and when you go down to Baltimore now, you know, the way it is that you enter the city, and everything's like you know, it's like a city, bro. It's like a straight up city. Like you're going into like New York or something. And then the deeper you go into it, you know, the less attention that the city pays to its residents, you start to see it more and more. You know what I mean? And the whole thing is a process. Like, even being in DC, I grew up out there, and you know, every time I go back, there's some new shit that's changed, bro. Everything is like, you know, everything's taken into effect because of politics. Like, so it's like this shit is it's just all a fucking game that just goes in circles, bro. You know, it comes down to the school system, politics, police, you know, news writing, all that, like just journalism and all that shit. And then the people are the ones that get affected by all of that shit at the end of the day, you know. So I don't know, bro. That's my shit right there. Like, I haven't really been watching it as of late with the whole situation shit I've been having on, but that's a good show, man. I always tell people to watch that show constantly, you know.
So have you seen the whole series?
Huh?
Have you seen the whole series?
Oh yeah. I'm on I think I'm on my second viewing. I'm on my third viewing. I kind of skimmed through with the first one, and then I paid a little bit more attention on it on the second one, and on the third one, you definitely start to see where shit like takes effect from the beginning of the season, how it's gonna affect onto the latest season. And what's crazy about that one, man, is you see recurring characters and the effects of, you know, of what happened earlier on onto that, but then they just end up being people, you know what I mean? They just end up being like side characters, because every season is just focused on a new main set of characters. But it's mainly the show for 5 seasons is basically like the police against, you know, the drug dealers and all that stuff. And then everything else comes into place. Like, the first season is I think it's the police force. The second season is the ports. Third season is politics. Fourth season is school. How the school system fucks up the youth, and then how the youth ends up, you know,
on the street.
Like how the youth ends up going into, like, you know,
the prison.
Just doing exactly. Like, it shows the school, the prison system pipeline, because it's essentially what these schools are trying to do is really just get you the fuck out. They're just trying to get you the fuck out with no, you know, extra help at all. They don't really give a fuck about how you do, or, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're really like in public schools, like, you're really just a number. You know what I mean? You're really just a number. So, and instead of getting you extra help, you know, the extra help that you need to really succeed, they're just trying to push you out, because, you know, it just makes their numbers look good. And yeah, man, this shit is fucked up. And then it comes down. Last season is the slowest one because that's journalism. But again, it also, you know, it also shows how it takes into play and all that. How a lot of crimes go unsolved because at the end of the day, like, nobody wants to report that shit. You know what I mean? Like, so there's just shit is crazy, man. Like, it's one of the rawest and realest shows I've ever seen. It's no fictional bullshit where somebody wins. I think everybody loses in that show. Everybody takes a loss in that show. But you know, it's just one of the closest things I've ever seen to reality on a TV show. Because when it comes down to, you know, TV shows, people like dramas and shit. I like Breaking Bad a lot, man. That's why I don't. And anytime I try to, you know, mention that The Wire is the greatest show, there's always somebody like, oh, nah, Breaking Bad, you know, like, you know. But it's like, bro, like, with Breaking Bad and The Sopranos, those are good shows, but the crimes that these motherfuckers commit, bro, the feds will, like, dog, they will fucking hem your ass up, like, that same month, bro. You are not getting under the radar like that, bro.
So much evidence, so much forensics.
Yeah, exactly, bro. In The Sopranos, it started out with them murking people in broad daylight, and then, like, I think in the second or third season, they mentioned forensics being a thing, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, they could check your fingerprints, no, da da da. But they just brush over that shit, bro, and nobody ever gets bagged, dog. Nobody ever gets bagged in that show, which is crazy to me. I mean, you got the couple of snitches on there and all that stuff, but then they get killed, and then the feds don't do anything about it. And they never bag anybody up until the very last season. And it's a good show, don't get me wrong, but it's like, come on, dog.
Super
like,
unrealistic.
That ain't how shit work, bro. That ain't how shit work.
Yeah, it's super unrealistic.
Yeah, in The Wire, I think it's the second or third season, Chris Farlow ends up killing Michael's dad, and he ends up spitting on him. And that's how the feds end up getting him. They end up taking a sample of his spit, and they end up bagging him, and he's in jail for the rest of the series, and that's it. You know what I mean? But they bagged him within the next 2 episodes, I think. But you know what I mean? Like it's a little more sense.
Yeah, especially like the episode where it's like with Randy, like where he gets little Kevin killed or something like that, and then Herc fucks up that whole shit too. So it's like it takes you like the whole season to get a lot of the events that are happening in the show.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right, yeah. Man. Because of that, The Wire has to be
collateral damage, man.
The Wire does have to be like the most realistic show probably of all time.
Easily, sure. Man. There hasn't been another one to really touch that shit, man. At all.
It's not like Breaking Bad where he's like fucked from all sides and he's like, I am the danger and shit like that. It's like, dog, you're about to get shot. Like you in reality, your ass would have been chopped into pieces and fucking like your house burned down and shit like that. Because especially when they fucking with the cartels, bro. Like these shows like Ozark and fucking these other dumbass shows where they're fucking with real head honchos. It's like if you ever steal or like killed any one of you're gone. Like you're
you fuck up one time, dog. No matter how slight it is, you fuck up. You're gone. That's it. You and your peoples. That's it, bro. That is it. Like yeah, exactly. They be playing too much on this shit.
The shows. It's like they sold like 8 dime bags. And then all of a sudden they're like the kings of their city, and now they're buying kilos from the cartel. It's like it don't be happening like that, bro. Like there's like I don't want to get too deep into it, you know what I mean? Because the cartel's always listening and shit. Shout out to them. But anyway, what is it about the film and the show shit inspires the music?
I always approach this shit like an art, man. I started out listening to music. The longest music genre I ever listened to was always rap. It was always hip hop in general. And getting further into it, you see the influence on everything as a whole, and then it also roots back to jazz and all that stuff. But you know what I mean? Just seeing hip hop as a whole is an art form itself, and that also ties in with music and also film in general, because everybody has a story to tell. You know what I mean? And some people will use that art form to really, as a form of expressing themselves. Like there's some films that have just they have a theme, but then there's a message behind it at the end of it. You know what I mean? My favorite filmmaker. One of my favorite filmmakers. I mean, it's pretty. It's pretty like he's definitely almost everybody's top filmmaker, bro. But I think it's Scorsese, because I feel like his just the way that he tells his stories, bro. It's it's a fucking evolved, like completely what is it? It's like a revolving theme that comes by in everybody's music, and every time and everybody's in each one of his movies, and every time I watch his movies, I always get the same shit, and it doesn't matter what it is, but at the end of the movies, the main character is always on his own. Like I feel like his theme that he always reaches into, like he leaves people with, is like, you know, it is just you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's at the end of the day, like, you know, your shit is just you. Like, you know, you're you by yourself. Like, you know, you're an individual. And I don't know, the way that shit resonates with me is like, you know, it's some real shit. Because at the end of the day, like, you know, it doesn't matter what your story is, bro. Like, you know, it's your own shit. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm getting too off track on that. But it's like that itself is one of the main examples that I take as good storytelling. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter how you tell the story or what it is. There's always an underlying theme onto these joints, and it's in just whatever movies in general. Also, you know what I mean? Because every filmmaker has a different way of storytelling and their timeline and all that. You know, Tarantino is one of the, you know what I mean? He takes his inspiration from a lot of people, but the way of his storytelling is constantly like it's like the ending, middle, or ending, beginning, middle, beginning, and then ending type shit.
Who you calling Snowball, horse boy? I'll snatch your black ass off that horse so fast and make your head spin.
Yo, yeah, that's my shit.
Fucking that's Django is my favorite, probably my favorite Tarantino movie, bruh.
Yeah, facts. Nah, facts, bro, because that's just that movie's wild, too, but like, that's what I like about him, too, man, is that he has a real, like, you know, he's real out there with this shit, bro. But the way that the story ties in, because in that movie he ends up telling the story about, what was her name? What's his name? Django's girl. What the fuck?
Broomhilda.
Yeah, Broomhilda. Like you get little pieces of how Broomhilda ended up into the whole situation. You get that at the middle of the movie. You know what I mean? You get everything, how everything summed up to the middle of the movie. Like, as the movie progresses, you see why Django was going, you know, on this whole thing. Like, where he started off with and how him and Broomhilda got separated type shit. And then, like, towards the middle, once he starts to reach the farm, the main plantation with, what's his name? With Leonardo DiCaprio and all.
Calvin! That fool.
Yeah. Yo, that shit. Dog, when that movie came out, I watched it at least like 10 times, bro. That was my shit.
Hell yeah, they used the Red Dead Revolver gun sounds and the fucking the music. Have you ever played that game?
Did they really use Red Dead Revolver sounds on there?
Yeah, bro. Not only the bro, because I swear to God, everybody took, like, especially this new movie on Netflix, The Harder They Fall, they took, like, all the gun sound effects from Red Dead Revolver, the pew, the pew, and fucking what is it, the main theme song of Red Dead Revolver is like the main theme song of Django, the boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 ba-da-dum. Bro, that shit is hard, bro. You gotta play Red Dead Revolver. If you got PlayStation, it's like $15 or something, brother. One of the greatest games I ever played of all time.
Yeah, I definitely got to. My boy was just mentioning that like about a month ago, how that game is real. Like, he was telling me, he's like, that's one of the games where you could see what Rockstar really wanted to do down the line. They had their limitations and shit like that, but you know, Rockstar has definitely been always with their shit when it comes down to making games. Like, you know, and I think he told me that Red Dead Revolver is like it's the first Red Dead Redemption game, but it shows like little hints of what they wanted to do in Red Dead Redemption 2. You know what I mean? Because they have almost like the same shop owner system and all that shit like that. Like how you go in and you talk to the fool and all that stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's that. The Warriors and Manhunt are the ones I haven't played exactly. Yeah, I fuck with the games too, man. That's another thing of mine. I think that's like one of my biggest addictions right there, bro. And biggest inspirations too in the games, because
for real, that should be mentally stimulating after you mix the
yeah,
wrong shit 100,000 times. You're like, all right, I'm gonna go chop someone's heads off in Halo or some shit like that.
Yeah, facts. One of the main inspirations for Blue Cookies was actually Red Dead 2. Because that's what I was playing. Dog, I played that shit nonstop, like every fucking day. Before work, after work. That was like the most immersive game I've ever played in my life, bro.
Bro, that shit's sad. When you get sick and you know you're gonna die at some point, you're like, bro, I cried like 2 times in that shit, bro.
Dog, because you really get into that fucking game, man. And Arthur's like one of the greatest main characters, like I think that they've ever came out with. Like I don't think that, at first I was like, damn, like I don't think I'm gonna really get into it that much because I fuck with John. But yo, yeah, you don't even want to play as John right after that shit. You know, you like he's a good character and everything, but Arthur, like just the depth that they put into Arthur and how immersive that fucking game is as a whole, bro. You know, you really fuck with this character, man. I haven't beat it yet. That's the thing that blows me. I put so many hours into it up until I reached right before the epilogue, and then I stopped because I was like, nah, I'm playing this shit too much. And then it was also around the time that I finished Blue Cookies too, because I was like, man, I just gotta focus on this shit now. I gotta focus on what I'm gonna make next. And I don't even remember what I made right after that. But yeah, no, that John is on another level, man. The cover itself is, I put it like that because I would always, that was the only thing I was doing mainly at the time, besides the whole, music shit, was playing that. And then when you start up the game, it's just like how Red Dead 1 was too. Like, it's the black borders, and then it's the title at the top, and then it's the fucking, you see like a scene of one of the parts in the
game,
the whole map and the center. And yeah, I took that picture in the center. That was a picture I took like a couple years before that, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna just do it just straight like that, just like a fucking, just like the Red Dead start.
That's crazy. So the cover of Blue Cookies was inspired by Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah, bro, it was. Yeah, that picture I took years ago, but the borderline, and like the even the font and all that stuff, all because I was playing Red Dead around that time, bro. That was my shit.
That's fucking crazy, bro. What's so crazy is the good, the bad, and the ugly, like the Clint Eastwood movies inspired Red Dead Revolver, and then Red Dead Revolver inspired Django. And so that's like a crazy tie-in. You play Red Dead Redemption 1 and you think you're badass, you're John Marston. Woo, I'm shooting all these motherfuckers, I'm hunting down my old gang. And then you play Red Dead Redemption 2 and you're like, this fool John's a fucking dumbass, bro. Like, how this fool even lived through this shit, bro? How did he even beat all this shit right here, bro?
Yeah, facts. Yeah, that John was so raw too, man. I fuck with that game. I remember the first. That's another one I never beat, but I know the ending, bro. And I was just so shook how like they just light his ass up at the end, bro. That's the end of John Marston. They fucking light him up at the very end. But yeah, after you play the first one, after you play the second one, and you go back to the first one, you kind of like, you kind of question like, why the fuck did he even go after all of them, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, it's a real anticlimactic type shit, because you're like, this fool did all this just to get blasted at the end? Like,
yeah, exactly.
That don't make no fucking sense.
Yeah, I fuck with that game hard when it came out, though. Especially because you could go to Mexico in the middle of the story. Like, when you start to go to Mexico, they got the song playing, you're just riding your horse all the way out there. That shit Yo, I'm hot that they don't have that in the new game. They had a glitch where you could cross over, but yeah, you can't even do that no more. But yeah, that first one was fucking fire, man. Especially the online. When I was a kid, that's where shit was always popping, bro. That like that little you know, when you're like in the little pueblo part, and there's like a bunch of what is it, man? They had like a bunch of forts and like, you know, buildings and shit out
Oh,
there.
Fort Mercer?
That shit was the hardest. Yeah. That shit was hard, bro.
The gang hideouts, yeah. There's a scene when you get when you cross the river with that drunk fool. I think I forgot what his name was, but he says some funny shit like, "Oh, all my friends in Mexico call me El Rato, the flying squirrel," or some dumb shit like that. And John's like, "I think Rato means rat, my friend," or some shit like that. I'm like, yo, this shit is hilarious. But they had I think when they were making 2, they were like, yo, this shit gotta blow Red Dead 1 out of the water like indefinitely, bro. Cause I think they saw what fans were like didn't like about Redemption 1. So by the time they got busy with Redemption 2, they added how we get sick. You know, like John really is like, you know, like Arthur really is like a big father figure to John. Like in a lot of ways, John took a lot of his characteristics and shit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because he was on bullshit on the second one, you know, for sure.
Well, he was just younger, you know what I mean? Like he probably was like in his early 20s or something versus Arthur was already like in his mid 30s, right? Like he was already, plus he was like the second in command of the gang, you know what I mean? So a lot, like he was pretty much like the heart of the gang. And then Dutch, for whatever reason, he goes crazy. It really made me hate the character, Dutch's character, way more in the second part, which I always love. You know what I mean? Like I just like in the first game, it don't really make sense. Like this fool just goes crazy and just joins with the Indians, or what the fuck?
Yeah.
In the second one, you're really like, oh, this fool was on bullshit from the jump, and it just so happened that it all went to shit later on, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's bro. That whole fucking. I haven't played the first. I haven't played Red Dead Revolver, but the trilogy of the Red Dead games, bro. That's like one of the greatest fucking things they've ever made, dog. That's the way of the story goes. How there's like that's a fucking sequel, and then you get the prequel. Like, dog, the way that they tied that shit in is fucking crazy, dog. Because they really did their homework on the first game for sure. Like they definitely did. And I'm 100% sure, bro. I am 100% sure that's the last good game that they're gonna make. That Rockstar is gonna make, because one of their backbones, it was Dan Houser. I think he was one of the main writers for all of the Rockstar games. He ended up leaving this year. A lot of good people have left Rockstar this year, actually. And I think Sam Houser is going to leave too. So the two Rockstar, like the main people from Rockstar, like the brothers, they're about to bounce. So they're already on bullshit. And another thing I didn't like about that the second game is that after it came out, it has a good online. It has a really fucking good online, bro. But they gave it no attention. And that game is infinitely better than Grand Theft Auto 5. Infinitely better. The way that you can interact with people, the way that you can posse up, you know, do your shit and all that. It really feels like, again, it's one of the most immersive games that I've ever played, bro. But then they just stopped because, you know, Grand Theft Auto 5 that's their moneymaker, man. And we're about to come up on damn near like 10 years of Grand Theft Auto 5.
That shit's scary, bro. That's scary how it's almost been 10 years and like it's still like top of the line, like top of the line gaming.
Everybody got that. Yeah.
What is it? You know, you could in Red Dead 2, when you're playing early on as Arthur, if you hang out and talk with the gang at the campfires, they'll talk about Red Dead Revolver characters.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like,
That's hard as fuck. God damn.
bro, just look. You don't even have to play it. Just look it up on YouTube, and they'll just talk real briefly about like Red. The main character's name is Red. Like that's where the whole Red, like the whole Red name comes from. The character Red from Red Dead Revolver. His name's Red, and you have Jack Swift, you have Annie Stokes, you have Mr. Kelly, the fastest fucking duel master or whatever the fuck in the Western, whatever the fuck. But that's a dope game. John Wick actually took a cue from Red Dead Revolver. In the beginning, your first duel is against these motherfuckers who shoot and kill your dog, bruh. You got like a you got a dog with you, and like the dog goes up to these bandits, and he's barking at these bandits, and one of them's like, shoot that mangy mutt, and then you hear boom, and then this motherfucker Red pulls his motherfucking revolver out, turns around, click, and then boom, the duel's right there, and then you smoke like 3 niggas like at the same time, bah, 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 and you just fucking, oh my god, I cannot.
Damn.
I played Red Dead Revolver when that bitch came out in 03 or whatever the fuck it was, when I was just in short pants and shit like that. I cannot advocate enough for Red Dead Revolver. But we kind of keep it going just for the sake of time and shit like that. Shit, man, that is some funny shit. Tomorrow is the anniversary of your For Granted album, bro. What's up? What's good with that? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I did my homework.
December 8th. Hey, yo, good looking, man.
That's a banging ass beat tape. Hey, yo, all my listeners right now, if you're listening to the God's Hour podcast, you fuck with your boy Big Serbs. You fuck with SPRKDLA and Lonius. Right after this video, go. I'll put the link. I'll put all the homies' links up on my on the description, and I'll put For Granted as the first beat tape, so you could just scroll right down. Boop, you click it right there, and go listen. Go buy that album, and then go buy my albums right after that, bro. Cause For Granted is fucking a banging ass beat tape. I think I went over. Did I go over one of those beats? Hold up.
Yeah, you did. It was the Tuesday joint. I think it was like 340 something or something like that. Yeah, that joint.
Oh man, I gotta cut that shit. That shit gonna get me emotional right now, bro. That was some real shit, bro. Like I know these motherfuckers be singing about, fucking, don't make me take you back to the hood. Don't, all this dumb shit. Like, fuck all that bullshit, bro. I'm really talking about some shit, bro. I'm talking about this girl I haven't seen in years, and it's just like me contemplating if I even want to, like, fuck with this chick anymore, bro. It's super crazy, like, but...
Hey, peace, Lord. I hear exactly where you come from, man. I'm glad you got that connection with that shit, because that's essentially what that whole thing was about, Yeah, damn.
342. Oh my god, bro. I swear, I don't even know how. I just knew when I heard it, I had to make a song out of it, bro. And to be honest, when I made it, I didn't think it was gonna be like a fucking like a fan favorite. Like literally, we did a show in Riverside with me, Mufasa, and Chava Style. Literally, when I played that song, it looked like the Kodak Black videos. All these motherfuckers had their phones out with the lights. They were fucking... I literally had the crowd, like, swaying and shit with their hands and shit like that. Like, bruh, like, that song is a fucking banger. Like, for real, for real. It makes me, fucking, like, almost, like, cheer up and shit. Like, when I performed it, I literally just closed my eyes, bruh, and just fucking got lost in the sauce with it. Like, it's just,
Yo, peace, Lord. I appreciate it. Yo, I'm glad that shit was like that, man.
There's not... okay, so when you make songs and shit, when you rap, yeah, you making songs, you know, sticking the clipping and breaking and whipping and you know, you fucking making songs and shit, but they're not really touching nobody. They're not, you know what I mean? Like you got songs, it's like they just songs and shit. 342 is one of them songs where you feel that shit, bro. You for like you the something about the beat, the lyrics, just how it all comes together, bro. That shit is like my Marvin's Room. That shit is my fucking. You name it, bro. That shit is my. I keep bringing up Drake. Fuck Drake. I don't even want to. I mean, I just use him as like a catalyst, but that's like my. uh You know, Let Me Watch. By Doom. That's like my Money Hungry Bitches by Madlib. That song is like. It's just one of those songs where it's just
No, you
fucking.
felt
It's real
that, bro.
shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I heard that too. I heard that too, bro. Shit, but I didn't know it was that deep though. That you know, I did see the numbers go up on that jump though. But yeah, no, when I first heard it, I mean, you did that joint justice, man. You know what I mean? I just made it like on the. I still remember where I was when I made that beat too. I was downstairs in the basement and I had a fucking. I was just on the couch, just like making shit real quick, and I had my MIDI. I think I made that album with my MIDI keyboard. Or no. I made it with my first machine, and I didn't really think much of it when I made it, bro. I really didn't think much of when I made that beat. But yeah, it's just something about that instrumental that really resonates with people. And then on top of that, you got onto that, and I feel like you definitely got the same connection that I did with this shit. Like, you basically put whatever I was thinking on the paper onto there. You know what I mean? So that's fucking
Synchronization, baby. That's that
I'm
sync
glad to hear
roll,
that.
bruh.
Yeah, man.
What was
I'm
it?
glad to hear that shit though, man. That's what's up.
Nah, thank you, bruh. Cause straight up, that shit. Because I work off of energy on some Kanye shit. If you're just giving me some bullshit ass beats that you're saving your best beats for people who are gonna pay you and shit. Like I don't feel that shit, bro. Like when I hear some shit, like I could tell you put your heart into it. And as a matter of fact, one of my other producers was talking shit. He said something like the drum pattern or something like that was too simple or something like that. I'm like, you talking all this good shit about the drums, but ain't nobody talking shit about your drums, my G. Like I don't get what the fucking dilly is. But it's like your argument is invalid right here, bro, because it's not about fucking drums. It's not about fucking patterns. It's about what you make out of what you have. You get me?
Yeah, facts, right.
Because if it was
Feel
about
it, man.
fucking drum patterns, Q-Tip would be winning all the Grammys right now, my G. Like, let's just keep it real. Because
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Nah, for sure, bro. Yeah, that's what production really is, man. It's just about the feeling that you get from it, bro. Because you know what I mean. Yeah, just music is just straight moving off of like feeling,
energy.
and yeah, exactly. And just the way that shit came, shit came off. Because I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was real critical of it when I first made it, and I was like, man, why the fuck does everybody like this joint? But again, it just touched. You know what I mean? It resonated with people so well. And when I first dropped that album, I had a bunch of people telling me like, man, this song makes me think about this one genre that I was fucking with, or like you know what I mean. It makes me think about like past shit and all that stuff. I was like, damn, you know that's real shit. I mean, like that's a real good as simple as the whole joint was and all that. I mean, I was real glad to see that people took it really well because, again, as you said, it's energy, man. When you really put your shit into it, people is gonna fuck with it. You know what I mean? People will remember that shit. Especially when you perform it. for sure. Like people was just definitely gonna, they didn't want to miss that moment, man. So that's a respect, man. I think I remember you sending me a video when you performed that shit too. Actually.
Oh man, that was a while ago, bro. We did them shows like fucking years ago, bro. I'm telling you, once I do shows again, I'm gonna have all our shit on there, bro. This shit is gonna be, bro. Fucking what's his name? Stone's Throw. What's his name? Peanut Butter Wolf. That fool's gonna sign me and shit when he sees me at the low end theory or whatever, bro. Cause it's funny because you when you perform out here, these people, they want to be either Future, they want to be like fucking like Chance the Rapper or whatever whoever's popping right now. They just want to copy and paste themselves thinking they're gonna get on like that. And then when I come in, I'm like fucking Biggie Smalls in 93, dog. I just take the mic and I demolish. Bro, you should see the faces of these motherfuckers when my shit plays, bro. I demolish everything. It's like a knife cutting through all this bull. And then I come in with my shit, bro. I fucking it's like a bitch smack, bro. Like real quick, bro. It wakes everything. It just smokes everything in the fucking room, bro. And I want to thank you, you know what I mean? Because not many producers, like the way I work is like, we'll do the work and then we'll talk about it later. Like I'm like these motherfuckers want to like lobby and shit. They want to politic. Oh well, if you want to use my beat, it's $400, and then if you want exclusive rights to the beat, that's another $5. And then it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, bruh? Are you like a fucking real estate agent or are you an artist? Because the way I was raised is you hear a beat and then you just spit, bruh. That's what rapping is. You pick the beat and you spit to it, and if it's trash, fuck it. We gonna put that bitch in the vault. But if it's a 342, you gotta give props, bruh. So thank you for just even like working with me, because I've turned a lot of producers off like that. And that's how I know you a real genuine motherfucker, a real genuine person, because not everybody's like that. Not everybody wants to give you that kind of leeway. Everyone just kind of wants to make it about themselves, make it about money, or just make it about some shit that don't got nothing to do with the art. So so thank you.
Nah, peace to you, man. And anything, because you was one of the first people that really, caught on to what I was doing. You know what I mean? Just out of nowhere, like at the most random shit. But like it was exactly what I was looking for type shit at the time. I was making beats in my sister's room, or in the room in my sister's house, for that summer. I was just constantly making shit. And what's it called? Yeah, that day that I made what was it? The honeyberry joint. I think that's what I called it. One with the Bugs Bunny joint sitting down. Yeah, I think like within that week or within the next week or so, that's when you hit me and all that. You already knew it was good. And from then on, I mean, shit, that was 4 years ago, bro. That was in like July or some shit, or like 2017. It was 2017. July or June of 2017. Yeah, you already seen what was good, man. So, I mean, shit, appreciate you for really, sticking around for this long, you know what I mean, working with me. And, you know what I mean? Like you get where, where shit is going, you know what I mean? So it's, yeah, I mean, at least I could do is look out, you know what I mean? Like, so it's, appreciate you, if anything, man.
Ah, man, the honor is all mine, bro, because, like, I'm just a real envisionist. Like, I know, like, if you give me 2 + 2, I could tell you where 4 + 4 and 6, you know what I mean? Like, I could map this shit out, bro. You just give me, like Kanye said, I'm real good at seeing one bone and then like giving you the whole dinosaur, like telling where the whole other structure is coming from. You get what I mean? Like it's like I'm just real good at just seeing a piece of something and I know where it's gonna be, especially if you keep up with it, because half like a big percentage, like this is what I said on some Joey Badass shit. 33% of music making is talent. Another 33% is dedication. Another 33% is ambition. And then the last percent is just pure luck. So you got 1% of luck, but dedication, that's the key. Most artists, they'll give up because they don't think they're gonna make it big, or you know what I mean? Like they don't see like they don't see the reward in making music, and a lot of them drop out, bro. I can't even tell you how many artists I've met and been like, yo, bro, you got something, just stick with it, just bro, I got a studio, just hit me, bro, like, and I got you, bro. And I can't tell you how many people been like, no, well, I got a boyfriend, or you know what I mean? And it's just like, what the fuck that got to do with shit, bro? Like, what? Fuck your boy, bitch. Like, I knew this girl who had a like a 1 in a million voice, and bro, she was like the next her, bro. I swear to God, she could have went somewhere, but it's just like for whatever reason, bro. And it's not my job to pursue your dream. You get me?
Yeah, exactly. Nah, I hear that shit 100%.
So the best I'm gonna do is tell you what's up. You're dope. You got great beats. You got something, bruh. I don't know what it is. That's for you to figure out. But as a fan and shit, your beats are dope. And whatever you want to do with that, you take it and you run with it. You get me?
Yeah, for sure, man. The way I seen it, man. I mean, like, really, when it comes down to making music, when I was a kid, I wanted to become, like, I'm talking like when I was a kid, like, you know, real young, I wanted to become a rapper and then get the fame that comes with all that shit. As I grew older, I realized, you know what, I just want to get the recognition for the taste that I got. And then as time went on and I got into producing, I was like, I just want to eat off of whatever the fuck I'm doing, and then that's it. You know what I mean? I don't care who likes it. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, like, who can do whatever on it. I'm just making music just to make music. And then as of recent times, it's just been straight up like, you know, I'm just shit. However long it takes, I mean, that's what I told myself 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I was like, man, however long it takes, it doesn't really fucking matter. Because
it's about the journey, not the destination.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think what really helped me with that was when I first started listening to Griselda. And, you know, these fools are in their fucking 30s, and they got their recognition when they were, like, in their mid-30s.
For real.
They just recently popped off. But it's just them staying true to themselves and they sound and just doing their shit and then just getting their money on the side and shit like that, bro. Like, that shit helped them out. You know what I mean? They've been rapping for a minute, but these ain't people that have been, like, going on, like, rapping, like, you know, for fucking, like that was the only thing they wanted to do type shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about, like, really, I'm just trying to make some bread, and then whatever, I'm still going to continue being a musician. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to fucking drop out of making music because, I end up finding something that makes me do good and all that shit and all. But, like, at the end of the day, I'm still going to make music because I know people that make music, you know, young or old, but some people just make music on the side just to make it. I mean, and that's cool, bro. Like, that's cool and all that, but
it's like a hobby to them.
Yeah, exactly. And people think that just because that's what they want to do, you know, be like, I just make music and I just let it stack up. I kind of make the same shit and all that stuff. That's how it is for everybody. But at the end of the day, bro, I mean, when you know your shit is ill and you know that your sound is tight and you know that you fuck with yourself and that you're surpassing, you know, people's expectations and shit like that, like, I think that that's a real foreseeable future type shit. You know what I mean? Because like at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what it is, bro. Like I could be, you know what I mean? I could be fucking with film and do the soundtracking, or I could be making my beats, selling my tape, or I could just sell beats to people. But at the end of the day, I know what I want. You know what I mean? At the heart, I'm a producer, and no matter what point I am in life, like I'm just still continuously seeing how I can level my shit up, and I've been seeing that a lot this year actually, because I ain't gonna lie, last year I took kind of a hiatus on making shit because I was kind of dwelling into just experiencing more, of my life. Because I forgot who said it, but one of the main inspirations to making music is just living. You know what I mean? And every time I come back, it doesn't matter how long it is, I could come back and I'll make like fucking 6-7 beats within a day, and then just keep that going on for a minute. And my shit is still hot. Like, I'll come back making some new shit that is still me, like genuinely me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just come up every time I come back to the boards. I just come back harder and harder each time. Like I don't even have to, like keep that like solely focus on that. But at the end of it, I mean, I know that I'm trying to I make music for myself. It's a good outsource. Like it's a good way to send a message, just like I did with every single one of my projects. It's every single one of these projects that I put out. Like I said, I treat them like a film and kind of an update of how I'm doing, even though I'm not even rapping or any of that shit. Like I'm just doing it through music, and you could tell by each sound of each project. My weakest one I did was, I ain't gonna lie, was I think it was Tranquil, because that one I made just to make it. You know what I mean? But everything else beyond that and before that, like I came on with the theme and shit like that. And yeah, man, I mean, it's just it's just all about really like trusting yourself and knowing like that the shit isn't far away from being something. You know what I mean? Like I got no doubt that my shit is hot, and that I'll be eating off of my bread, whether it's today, next week, 6 months from now, a year from now. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just. But at the end of it, I know my shit is hot, and I'm worthy enough to get that recognition and get paid and eat. And you know what I mean? Like as long as I can pay my bills with my music, bro, that's all I want. Exactly. And then anything else, any other bread that comes by from whatever, like that's cool. Like, but yeah, man, it's just constantly about leveling up. Something I always go back to, man, is what A.A. Rashid said. And that's don't make music just to fucking make music. Like, make music to sell that shit. And I mean that's the way it is, man. But just because it's like that, I ain't gonna be making no bullshit like anybody else is. I hear a lot of people making music, like you said, fucking just trying to sound like whatever is popping at that moment, like following a certain wave of whatever is going on at that moment. And like, your shit may be hot for the moment, bro, but the shit ends up getting washed out. You know what I mean? I hear so many fucking people making shit to be like, and basically like impersonators of other artists, and I'm like, and this shit gets traction, but again, just like anything else that isn't like, just like anything else that isn't authentic, bro, the shit phases out after like a year or two, bro.
That shit burns out.
Months, bro.
They get that one song, they get their hit, and that's all it is, bro. They're one hit wonders.
Yeah, man. Look at all these even celebrities, bro, that get this shit popping off, bro, and they'll get their buzz for like a couple months, and then now, like, you don't even hear like anything from half these motherfuckers, bro. And the real shit always stays, bro. The real shit always stays. That's why of all of like the major artists, bro, I fuck with Future, dog. I fuck with Future because that man is in his fucking 30s. Anytime he drops some shit, dog, that shit is hot. Why? Because it's fucking the Future, son. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, but that, you know, and he's a big artist. He's a big fucking artist. But again, that man stays true to himself, and that's his style. And anybody else after that, like, you know,
free all my dogs, all my niggas behind the fence. Woo!
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
that shit, yo, fuck that dumbass sexy song or whatever the fuck. Future, yo, Drake, whenever he needs a hit, bro, he calls Future, and Future gets about $1 million to just come and body that bitch, bro. I swear to God. And then you got this fucking fairy ass full Young Thug over here. And man, and you're like, all right, I gotta put this shit, rewind this bitch back to Future, bro, because
yeah, man.
he literally, I'll say, if we gonna talk about who influenced all this shit going on, we gotta give it up to MF Doom, Griselda, and Future. Boom, right there. Those are the main influences of this whole shit, bro. I swear to God.
You gotta give you
and 21 Savage
too, man, because Chief Keef again.
Oh, and Chief Keef.
People say that, but this shit's real true. That this man, anytime
fuck,
he hops
nigga,
on
that's
and
the
does some
shit I
he
don't
really
like.
influenced a new wave like shit.
Snitch, nigga, that's the shit I don't like.
Yo, like, again, the real shit always stays, man. They're never going to phase out. Like, these people that stick to their styles and their authenticity, like, they will never fucking phase out. And then anybody else that copies this shit, bro, I mean, it just ends up going, man. It just ends up just going away. And, I mean, with knowing that and seeing how that pattern never fails, I'm cool, bro. Like, I'm cool being me and just doing whatever the fuck I want to do. Because at the end of the day, man, it's just me. You know what I mean? It goes back to the whole shit. Like, there's only one of me, and there ain't nothing that, like, there ain't nobody that can really bite my shit to ever be me or do any of that shit. So
like, trust me, bro. Yeah. Motherfuckers are bitch your shit already, bro. I'm about to bitch smack one of these motherfucking gay ass producers I ever see in real life. I mean, like, what? Wait, well, hold up. Who sample you stealing? Boom, bitch. The fuck? I fucking. But my knuckles are gonna scrape the pavement, rising to an uppercut, and just boom, hit one of these motherfucking fucking. I swear to God, I heard somebody flip the 342 sample. I damn near wanted to pack my gun and get in the car, bro, because this shit. I'm like, yo, I'm riding on every motherfucker who taking the loneliest beat. You hear me, peoples out there listening? I will ride on you. Nah, I'm just kidding, bro. I'm not gonna ride on anybody, but that shit is some bullshit. Cause they hear 342 and they hear what you made and they heard what I spit and they're like, oh, okay. So that's all I need is a boom, 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 boom. That's all I need, right? And then they make their shit. And then they get a little fuckface or whatever these motherfuckers be calling themselves, or Beehive Treehouse or some shit productions or some shit like that, and then they just fuck up all this shit, bro. It makes me, to be honest, I want to fight one of these motherfuckers, but you can't say that publicly. You can't say that publicly because then, you know, the lawsuits come, and then these fucking gay ass media outlets like Hip Hop DX, they fucking shit on you, write a blog on you, and you know so we just gotta keep it going.
That's how people get their buzz, man.
Yeah, but fuck that, because it's like, because what it is okay, so like Tyler the Creator said fuck Two Dope Boys for years, and Two Dope Boys didn't write shit about him, but the moment like he got banned from Europe, or he came out as bisexual, or whatever the fuck he did that was gay as fuck, all these media outlets were talking shit about him, and like I don't need that, bro. I don't need to contact any of these writers, and you know, because I have a saint that protects me, and it's not a very kind or benevolent one to fuck with. I'll just leave it at that, bro, because there's certain shit that you just can't fuck with, you know what I mean? And I'd rather not.
For sure.
I'd rather be blackballed because I feel like I am being blackballed by these other dickhead magazines. Because when I came out with Picasso and Matisse, I sent my shit a Pitchfork. I sent my shit to fucking Two Dope Boys. You name it, bro. Hip Hop D, everybody, bro. And no one gave a single solitary fuck but the streets. The real niggas and the real homegirls and all that was in the streets was bumping my shit. And that's all I'ma ever need is real motherfuckers to just support, you know?
Yeah, exactly, man. All this other bullshit is secondary, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I really fucking hate hip-hop journalism.
It fucked everything up. They got Pac killed. They got Big killed. They started that whole East Coast, West Coast shit. And it's like, for what, bro? These fucking dickheads out here are really getting motherfuckers killed, and they don't understand that. Like DJ Academics with his big ass mouth and shit. I'm surprised that fool hasn't got shot about 4 fucking times at this point. I'm thinking, why the fuck they smoking Dolph? Why the fuck is Nip getting killed over here? And then dickheads like Academics is talking shit like, oh, well, you know, that's why you don't play around the street. Like, bitch, nigga, I will beat your ass. I will beat your ass. I will make your mama call the cops for you because, like, and then they want to say, oh, well, you know, this is the game or this is, it's like, no, bro. Like, we have an obligation, especially me as a rapper, as a voice of my peoples and shit like that. I cannot let none of this shit slide. You know what I mean? It's like if they're talking shit about, when they talk shit about you and your beats, it's like, who you talking shit about? What? Who? Well, hold on, excuse me? You said what about Spark the Law? Bitch, I'll spark the law on your ass right now. I'll spark some shit on you, bitch, because what the fuck? Like, I don't even know what these motherfuckers are talking about half the time. It's just like, it's just bullshit.
Yeah, exactly, man. The shit, man. Yeah, when it just comes to publications and all that bullshit, man, I just fucking that's why I mentioned, like, honestly, bro, I ain't even looking for fame or any of that shit, bro. As long as the people know and they support shit, that's all good, man. That's really all you fucking need, man. Because again, like, you know, all this extra, this internet shit, man, that shit is secondary, like shit, bro. This shit is just fucking. Just a bunch of goofy shit, man.
It's lame.
A lot of these journalist shits is like this. A lot of these journalism fucking outlets is just, they've gotten people into prison. They've gotten people into beef. They gotten people killed. All that shit. And I think the worst thing is that I've been saying this shit for years too. Is that why the fuck these outlets, like, they don't do any coverage for any of these artists up until somebody gets killed, like, or somebody gets a robbery charge, or somebody gets something, like, they get something in with the laws, and then they're the ones, like,
it's all for clicks, bruh. Like, it's all for views.
Yeah, and it's always like, bro, this shit happens so much that it's always like, why the fuck is, like, why couldn't y'all report this shit before this man got into some shit? The first time I caught into that was when the whole when TK came out. TK shit was fucking hard. No, I played TK that whole entire summer. Like
223, I hit him right in his face.
Dog, his shit was some of the hardest shit I ever heard. But then why the fuck I gotta find out about him as soon as he gets on the run and like this shit happens, bro? Like, why? You know, and then from then on, I started to notice the pattern that's really what it is now. Like, you know, that's really how you get off now. Like, fucking just commit a crime that's pretty fucking heavy, and you just so happen to rap. And even if you're not gonna get out, at least you get the buzz. That shit is dumb, man. I hate that shit. Like, these some predatory ass fucking
labels
fucking
and
outlets,
shit.
Man.
Fucking yeah. How do you feel social media affects music and how it's affected music? Because in my opinion, they started this whole east-west shit, like everything that fucking happens between artists or that's like something, it just gets blown out of proportion by the media. And I feel like social media, it just fucked everything up because everyone thinks about themselves or they're only protecting their own interests. But how do you feel social media affects music?
Shit, I was pretty fucking pissed off about it a couple of months ago because of that shit. So speaking about, everybody's thinking for themselves. So I think we live in a very narcissistic
We do.
age right now, bro. Everybody's like,
Selfish.
everybody is on their own dick and just only about that shit and only give a fuck about how they look and all that shit because of social media. You know what I mean? This affects, people, kids, adults, women, like all that shit, bro. That shit is terrible. But then when it comes down to music too, bro, it's just a fucking dick riding fest. For sure. It's just a fucking dog. Anytime that's really why I haven't really been that active on this shit like that. Cause it's just a fucking whole contest of who can dick ride who more. And it's like, bro, like, dog, that shit just pisses me off. Cause I've even had to follow these fucking, these outlets that report on shit, even though I'll be out of the loop. But it's like, bro, like, I'll go in the comments and there'd be a bunch of fucking retards, bro. like there'd be a bunch of dumb motherfuckers that just comment on shit that they don't know about, or like it's just a lot of ignorance, man.
It's a lot of trolls too. It's a lot of trolls out there that don't got shit to say, but bullshit.
Exactly, bro. I don't know, man. I feel like social media is just full of like when it comes down to music and all this shit like that, and like just really anything, like the people that really be on to that shit the most, trying to make an effect, bro, motherfuckers is losers, man.
Ain't got no lives.
Like, nah, yeah, and I'm just like, bro, I don't want to associate with any of that shit, bro, because it's just like, it's just fuck things up. And again, man, it starts beef, it initiates beef, it throws shit on, like, it makes shit hot on top of that. And then you got these fucking, police ass fucking, viewers and shit like that, just spectators who are just straight up fucking police. Like, and it's just like, bro, I don't know. It's just killing shit. I think social media is just killing the world as a whole. Cause, I think a lot of people just we're just in an age of everybody is full of like, just group thinking. You know what I mean? Like, not many people can really think for themselves or will take the time out to read. Well, that's actually something huge, that these people really won't take their time out to read shit to really get themselves fully informed on what shit really is or what's going on in the world and all that shit. They'll just get something from a news outlet, you know what I mean? And that's it. Like, and then they're good. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like this social media age is no different than the old motherfuckers that watch TV all the time and base their shit off of that. Exactly. Because, I don't know, bro. That shit is a virus. And I honestly wish we could move on from that and all that. But, we really can't. So, I mean, the times that I've spent off this shit and away from it, bro, I've become a much better person. That shit would ruin my day, literally reading the shit that people fucking, that people say, or like fucking just the way that people think and all that shit. Cause again, bro, like, it's a lot of selfish, dumb motherfuckers out there, bro. You know what I mean? And there's always gonna be people hating out there. So yeah, it's like, that shit is a plague, man. You know what I mean? I was pretty pissed off about it for a minute. I was listening to a lot of punk this year from the 80s and shit like that,
That's cool.
It just, that shit just really, I don't know, bro. I could really just say that shit ain't changed like that, but it's just, now things are more emphasized now because everybody has it on these screens now, whether it's on a fucking TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, on whatever, bro. Like, and I don't know, bro. We just living in a fucked up age, and music especially, because people get blackballed, and and fucking like at the end of the day, some of these people that get blackballed are much better than the fucking the artists that are out here like doing their thing, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and the reason why these artists, these shitty ass artists, jump off is because of the fucking what these socials end up publicizing and like what they end up. You know what I mean? Like just what they want to put into the spotlight. So a lot of people think that music is some shit right now, but really it's like just look the other way, dog. Like just be your individual, like just be the person that looks out for shit. You know what I mean?
For real,
I don't know.
I've had to actually develop my own like anti-troll fucking personality on the internet, because I can't tell you how many times somebody's tried to tell me some dumb shit and I just come and I just shut their shit down. Like, oh, you really think you could troll with me? Like, you really think you're gonna hurt my feelings? Like, bitch, watch this, and boom, and I just hit them with some shit real quick or some facts. Like, someone tried to tell me that these gay ass artists are not rapping like me. Like, if you listen to Mona Lisa Tears and you listen to like the new Rock Marcy or like Al Divino or even some of the shit SD Nat got, it's like, and especially Crime Apple too, like these motherfuckers are really trying to steal my flow, and this publication or whatever tried to tell me, oh well, you're just rapping like the 2017 flow. It's like, bitch, I came out in 2017. What do you like? You're just proving my point. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like you're not there's no way you could flip this shit on me, bitch. I'm the flipper. I'm the flip king of this bitch. Like, so fuck them and fuck people who try to blackball awesome artists like you or me. But do you feel like DSPs, the social, like the streaming platforms, do you think they're robbing artists? Because I feel like they're robbing artists just like the labels did back in the day. Like Bandcamp, for sure, taking like 15% off the top. You should get off of Bandcamp, dog. Fuck that shit. I'll hook you up with the CDs and shit like that. Get you on a CD, dog.
Yeah. I've been thinking of moving, just moving to physicals and all that shit. But I personally, I think that like for me right now, I think Bandcamp is the easiest way to move with at least making a decent amount. Because 15%, yeah, that's something. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean. Compared to these these streaming platforms, it's no, they are raping people. Like, that shit is crazy. Like, I don't ever want to put my shit out on a streaming platform unless I'm really getting bucks outside of the shit. But even then, like, I don't want to throw my shit out there like that because it's convenient to the listener, you know. But to the artist, dog, that shit is. You gotta make like you gotta get 1 million streams to get like $100, bro. You gotta so. At that point, like, what the fuck is? What's the point of really doing your shit like that? You know what I mean? People see the whole attention thing as something better than the whole getting money aspect. Because at the end of the day, man, I mean, like personally, where I come from, man, like I'm trying to get as much loot as I can. So. You know, I feel like Bandcamp is an area where people at least could get an understanding of, all right, I'm supporting the artist over here, and I can give them some buck and all that stuff. But yeah, when it comes down to full-on physicals and shit like that, it's definitely the way to. It's definitely the true way to go with it is to sell, sell your shit as, just. Keeping it on the physical, bro. Keeping the vinyls, all that shit like that, bro. Because, I mean, this shit is just all a huge fucking raping of artists and their money, man. That's just not cool, you know?
For real. And not only that, but it's super impersonal, you know what I mean? Like, when you just click on a song and shit like that, and fucking, you know, like you don't even know who this artist is. You know, when you sell physicals, like I'm literally selling my albums, and I'm you know, hand to hand sales, and these people, they want to know what's up with the music. I talk to them, they give me feedback on you know, whatever it is, and they just tell me what's up. You know, it's a lot better of an experience, you know what I mean, versus you clicking on Spotify, going to, you know, the Joe Rogan podcast, and you get 50 fucking ads a fucking minute and shit, and it fucks up the whole continuity of the listener experience, which is like, that's what I'm afraid of with these DSPs. With YouTube, you fucking get an ad when before the song starts, and you get an ad before it finishes. It's like,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
makes no sense.
Yeah, nah, it's just a new age, man, and it's just dumb because I mean everybody wants their piece, but I mean, yeah, again, it always comes down to just the real shit versus the bullshit, and it's just like making food. You know, you go to a nice restaurant, man, or you fucking you know, get something from you want to know who made the shit. Sometimes, you know, you want to know the chef. And you could be like, yo, so this is something I'm seeing a lot in these recent years with a lot of things, whether that's bud growing or that's fucking restaurants, or it's, you know, people making independent products, clothes and all that shit like that. People who really appreciate your shit, they want to know. So they could be like, yo, so what was the process into doing this right here? Or what was the, you know, what kind of meats did y'all use? What kind of shit was this grown at? Like, you know, where was this shit raised at? This and that. Like, you know, what was this and that, and those are the real appreciators of the shit like that. And then when it comes with music and all, like, there's a huge disconnect for sure. But, you know, because people treat it very differently and shit like that. Like, you know, I don't think many people want to have a connection with their supporters in that aspect and all that. And that's why I treated this shit the way that I do. Like, you know, I got more into art and painting and doing all that shit because of that. Because, you know, there's more of a connection with the purchaser, or the, you know, like whoever, like
The listener.
whoever's fucking with your shit. Yeah, exactly. The listener, you know, when it comes down to music too, on top of that. So you can just, like, and that's the way that I think music is supposed to be, is that, you know, you can really break it down to somebody in the raw and let them know, like, you know, what's good with it. Like, so treating it as an art more, and trying to get as much as you can for your art, bro. Because at the end of the day, art is there's no price that you can put on it. The only person that can price your art is you yourself, bro. Like, you know, there's fucking people that are out here selling like blue squares for fucking, like, dog, for fucking like millions of dollars, and that's because they're the ones who made it. And then, I mean, art is also a money laundering thing, also for a lot of rich folks and shit like that. But even then, at the end of it, like, it's all up to the person who, you know, who crafted this shit at the end of it. And I feel like Bandcamp is the closest thing to not to Bandcamp is like the border between those two, and then right after that, it comes down to physicals and all that shit. Like fucking Nipsey with the whole $100 CD shit that he was doing, you know, like 2013, and people bought that shit, bro. That was $100 mixtape that he was doing, just crazy. But
Shout out to Nipsey, rest in peace.
yeah, for sure, man. Because that's a real. That's a real, like, you know, he's a real visionary, and he knew his value of himself, and knowing that, look how far it got him, until the very end. Like him believing in himself and knowing that his shit, what his shit was worth, and that he's only one. Like that got him so far. It got him so much bread. Same thing with Young Dolph. Fucking, this man owned all of his shit. He owned so much fucking dog. Everything that he had, he owned, and that itself with music, bro, with music and on being on his level, that motherfucker was banking. He owned like 100 businesses, literally 100 businesses that he had bought. By the time he died, so that's like, you as just like as an individual, set your value down and keep it at that, bro. Like I think it'll always work out for sure. Hey, because there's always going to be somebody out there that's going to be like, going to respect that. And then from then on, you go on to the masses. Because there's a thin line. There's a very, very thin line between the average consumer and then those who really appreciate your shit. It's a very, very, very fucking thin line. You know what I mean? And with music, it's kind of a hard thing to balance out, because at the same time you want to get your shit out there, but you also don't want to undervalue your stuff, and it's it always pays off, man. You know what I mean? You constantly see it pay off with these people, and yeah, man, it's just I blame it on the consumers and also on the artists themselves, because a lot of people are just out here like selling, not like literally selling their souls, but essentially, yeah, that's what you could call it, selling their souls, because they're like, all right, let me sign this distribution deal with somebody to help me get my shit out there, and then they just end up not even like, bro, they get the buzz, but they're not earning much of shit. You know what I mean? Prime example would be like YK Osiris. Fucking as of lately, this man has a couple hit songs, but he owes a lot of people money because his record deal didn't give him. They basically raped him for his fucking hits, and he just had to borrow money to support his lifestyle after that, bro. And that's fucked. So down the line, bro, like, getting more recognition through streaming platforms and radio and all this shit, bro, it doesn't really pay off at all. At all. But,
I agree with you. I agree with you that it is kind of on the artist, but I would just blame the system in general, because we've been hearing about this shit since the fucking beginning of the industry. With Marvin Gaye and getting fucked out of his deal, or you know what I mean, Aretha Franklin. Like it's always a label that will take an artist's career and just catapults it into superstardom, but they own you. Like it's like they own everything that you have, and yeah, it is a little bit on the artist, but I feel like it's just the music business, the music industry put in place that is really, to blame. You mentioned that your painting, and I seen that. Are those your paintings for real on your album covers?
Yeah, anything that I put out, that's all me.
Oh shit! To be honest, dog, I really thought you just looked up like fucking like burgundy paintings or some shit on Google and fucking.
Nah. Well, I mean, just on the most recent one, so that whole stone face thing I did the stone face one, and then the one I was gonna do, I think it was like Nephilim or something like that. I still have that finished, but yeah, those two paintings, those are on me. But everything else, like beforehand, like the album covers I did and all that stuff, that's I did them all myself though. But yeah, I would just, one of them was a picture. Cookies one was an original picture of mine, and then what else? Tranquil was an original picture, and then everything else, yeah, I just did them through Photoshop and shit. But yeah, I'm trying to move the direction of putting my paintings out there though. Yeah, I'm a firm believer of like it's better to do everything yourself and get understanding of how shit works into your hands than handing it off to another person, because you'll never get the product that you truly want when you hand it off to another person.
Right.
But
right.
But yeah, the paintings is mine, bro. I've been doing this shit for a minute now. So, but yeah, the two recent ones, yeah.
It looks dope. The stone face. You know what's so crazy that I'm working with another producer and he got a beat called Stoneface, and you got this album called Stoneface. So that's really cool. Shout out to DJ Adobe Premiere. He really got to change his fucking name, but we could.
Yeah.
I'm like
DJ Adobe Premiere.
I'm like, bro,
Yo,
we talking
I
about
think
like.
shit hot, but damn. I mean, that's a hard thing. That's a hard name. I could get, what the impact of Adobe Premiere is, but yeah, I don't know, bro. That's the full on program right there, bro.
Straight up, but kudos to
that shit's hard though.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Adobe Premiere. We're working on the Doggone Riverside Drive Part 2. And yeah, so we got a beat he got a beat that he named after Stoneface. But are you familiar with any of like the West Coast taggers like MSK, MTA, or
nah, not too much. I should be getting into them though. I mainly start with the East Coast. But in DC we had a heavy fucking scene in the 80s and 90s and all that stuff. But yeah, West Coast shit. Nah, I haven't really looked as much into it as I should.
I'll put you on. I say that because this Stoneface album kind of looks like some retina shit, like the eye retina. Look up retina on Google. His shit looks like fucking graffiti hieroglyphics, dog. Like his letters and shit, they look like fucking like European glyphs or whatever the fuck. Like they just look like, it just looks crazy. But yeah, this Stoneface shit, it's the cover is really interesting because it's not shapes, it's not imagery, it's just pretty much lines and like colors, and it's really simple. Like most people would just look at it and be like, well, what the fuck, like what is that? Like it just looks like, like scribble or whatever. But like from somebody who's actually taken like art courses and shit like that, it's really interesting to me. I appreciate it for what it is, you know what I mean? I know, to the untrained eye and shit, it might just look like some shit, but fuck whoever thinks like that. This is dope.
Yeah, I'm not damn. I see what you mean though. I just looked up his shit. This joint looks fucking crazy. Yeah, I could see the resemblance though for sure. Cause he even has like a purple joint with the hieroglyphics on the. Damn, this was crazy.
I got the hard. Yeah. He's from MSK, Mad Society Kings. AWR, Angels Will Rise. I'll send you a whole bunch of shit, bro. That I'll just send you a whole bunch of shit. I have a song called Persian Rugs where it's have you seen the video? It's with Utah and Ether. They're from I think they're either from the East Coast or the UK.
No, I don't think I've seen it. Yeah, let me see what's good with it.
Yeah, I'll shoot you the video though, but how do you what's up?
Go ahead, bro.
No, you go ahead. What was you gonna say?
I was gonna say I appreciate that shit about the whole art thing, man. I just made that joke like fucking just on the fly. Basically, what it is just like the whole name behind the stone face shit is just I mean, I'd say that's like a self portrait type shit. Because of literally because everything that has gone on in the past couple of years, I just kind of just been taking this shit, and at this point, I'm just like, it's just the best thing to do is just keep a stone face no matter what the fuck, goes down and all that stuff, and
Dope. That's dope.
yeah, just the stern, just like a stern look type shit. So that's what that whole the whole like scribbles and shit like that is. But I appreciate that shit. Yeah, originally it's the eyes, and then the rest is just like the way I do it. I did that one with like an oil marker, and I just fucking my hand style is just real fucking. Everything I do is just real messy and shit. But again, those who know, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta really understand art. You know what I mean? You can't be no fucking novice. You know what I mean? Because everyone thinks they're fucking a fucking super critique. Like all these fucking dickheads with a keyboard. Everyone thinks they're fucking Mark Harmon or some shit, bro. Like what the fuck? Like you fucking idiots. You don't even know what the fuck. So how do you pick your album covers? Like what determines? So you got an album. Do you have the album cover then you make the beats, or do you have the beats ready and then that inspires the cover?
I finish it and then I straight up come up with I finish the music first and then I come up with the album as I listen to it, because I listen to my albums about like 100 times before I really push them out, and I find something that like really really resonates with that. The Burgundy joint was I think I did that one right after For Granted, and For Granted, I feel like it's pretty straightforward. It's about a girl, and then the Taxi Driver theme transitioned onto Burgundy, which is a picture of the time where he's burning the roses, where he's burning the flowers, which references to the end of For Granted, and what's it called? And then it's just whatever. Again, like it always falls down with like movie themes and shit like that. But yeah, like I said, I see it as a movie, so I always do it at the very end. I always do the covers at the very end. I feel like it's important to do it that way because you can really capture it. That's why. I mean, that's why I'd rather do myself before I hand it off before I ask somebody else to do my shit, because only I know what I wanted to capture type shit. But I think that's the best way to do it though, man, because you don't want to have a off cover fucking music that sounds completely different. So kind of like what you're getting into. Like when I was a kid, we used to go rent movies a lot and shit like that, and I would always solely pick them up off covers. And when I started digging for records when I was younger, I would pick them up off of covers too. So that always comes secondary for that reason, because it's a preview of what you're about to listen to.
That's crazy. That's interesting. I used to be like that as well. Like I would just make the music first and then I'd pick the cover. But as I'm growing as an artist, what I like doing now is having the cover first and then I make the music after that, because it's the reverse of what the listener is gonna do. The listener sees the cover and then you get an idea, then you listen to it. So me, it's just picking the cover and then making the music not based on the cover, but with a reference. Every track is in reference to the cover in some sort of way.
Oh yeah, that's hard.
So
so
that's hard as hell. That's what I've been doing recently, and I'm not gonna do that. Like that's not what I'm doing now. But it's just like, you know, it's just something that I've been doing.
It's a good way to work with it. It's a good way to work with it, bro. Because you definitely you know you're just not throwing the cover on there type shit. You know what I mean? You're because that's taking it beyond, you know, yeah, just beyond just picking a cover and then just going. You know what I mean? You're working with it, so you're making it as a whole art piece, especially. So that's pretty hard. I fuck with that, man.
Yeah, because you always got to switch it up. I don't like being comfortable in any of the shit I do. So I'm always looking what can I up my game on? What could I switch up? Like I'm always looking for a different angle to attack my music on. And that's just the mode I'm in right now. Like the Voodoo Love, the eye, like I was staring at that eye for years before I even wrote one song. You get what I mean? Like I had that cover for like at least 3 or 4 years before I even started on the album, and then you know the album process happened after that.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, I hear you, especially on that one for sure, bro. Because I got a cover I made literally around the same time I did Blue Cookies, and I still haven't made the fucking. I mean, I had picked out like the songs for it and everything, but it's just when you have a cover like that, bro, like
That shit's crazy.
you know, yeah. You just you feel that connection, bro. So. And I feel like that's the hardest way that you could do shit too, is especially just holding on to something and just like, you know what I mean, like you just kind of work around that cover. So you definitely get more of a connection doing some shit like that for sure, bro.
Exactly. Now, what are your favorite cookies?
Uh, like what? What do you mean? Like just straight up like cookies, a fucking. I mean, shit. I had smoking on. I've had wafers.
What the fuck?
But
They got wafers already now? Damn.
what's it called? Yeah, I haven't been smoking for a minute though. I fuck with monster cookies. Like straight up cookies though.
Macadamia?
Red velvet though. Red velvet, fucking.
Red velvet cookies? What the fuck?
Yeah, well, this is hard. You never had them joints?
Nah, man, I actually make cookies myself, bro. Chocolate chip cookies. Get at your boy, bro. Famous Amos got another thing coming.
Yo, you gotta start selling them jumps, man. These fucking.
For real. 2 for $5, you bitch ass motherfuckers. What is it? So the name Blue Cookies come from the weed? Like, did you actually smoke Blue Cookies and you was like, oh man, I gotta make this album and shit like that, or what was it?
Yeah, because at the time I was working. I was I was pushing shit, and I was getting Blue Cookies like constantly. But every time I got Blue Cookies, bro, that shit was always a hit. That shit was always a hit.
Blue Cookies are fire. Them shits are tasty.
Dog, that shit, I swear. Even to this day, I can still take that shit. Because, dog, that shit was my favorite strain around that time. And, yeah, I made it mainly during the whole process of that shit. Yeah, I named it that because that's what I was smoking for the most part. And that was just like that was my fucking strain. I think for that whole year, that was my strain, like my favorite strain for sure. Because that was really, that was really the one. So I was just like, you know what, man, Blue Cookies, like, fuck it, like this. Because I was having a hard time naming, because around that time, I was just making albums just to make albums. I mean, I would make them and all that stuff, but like I wanted to make more beat tape. Because when I first came out, I was like, all right, I just want to do the formula of making multiple beat tapes, no matter how many I make in a year. I want to do that. But with that one, I definitely took all my time into, and yeah, that I think that was the last one of, I would say, that era that of that era of making beats that I was doing. Because from then on, I just ended up switching up. You know, as I got older, I ended up switching up the way I wanted to do shit. So yeah, that was the last one. Instead of just naming random shit, you know what I mean? Because I had fucking yeah, it's like a bunch of shit, bro. But yeah, blue cookies, man. It's been a minute since I've smoked. I've been I think this year has been like the most sober I've been in a long time.
Facts, bro. I stopped smoking myself, bro.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like sometimes you need that, bro.
For
you
real.
know what I mean? You need to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
And it definitely, you know, at first I thought I was gonna like, you know, kind of deteriorate as an artist, but I've honestly gotten better. And you know, I've been moving in life much better, but I can't. That's like my first love, so I told myself, I mean, this is Bud is literally like my first love of my life, bro. So I'm like, you know what? It's been a good minute, so I'm coming right back to it.
Higher,
But not as much
baby.
as before.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was my shit. That was my shit. Yes, sir.
The week can't get no better.
That
No
shit is hard.
better, baby. $20 holler every day. Oh man, yo, you ever had those orange cookies, bro? Those are the best cookies I've ever had, bro.
I think I have, because there was a good period where I was just getting straight different types of cookies, like. But yeah, I think I have. But I think I only picked up like a zip of that, and I got to like smoke just a little bit of that. But
fire, tastes like straight oranges, bro.
For real, yeah. I gotta see what's up, cause yeah, I'm gonna come right back into it. I mean, I've already been smoking and shit. I've been taking my edibles and all that stuff. But yeah, as far as smoking, I think I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna just start dabbing. Cause I never had a period where I was dabbing. I never had a period where I was just strictly dabbing, like, you know. So I'm probably gonna buy like a Puffco or some shit, so I can just bring that shit with me everywhere I go and just fucking just pop a cap wherever I'm at, like. Yeah, because I was smoking glass like a motherfucker for the past up until right before the pandemic. I was smoking straight, just like I was smoking like a dub and a half like every single day. I was going through like
blunt after
blunt. Yeah.
And I smile.
I'm gonna come right back into that shit.
For real. Yo, Burner, get at the homie SPRKDLA over here. Burner should rap over all the Blue Cookies instrumentals, and then y'all make Burner cookies. Boom.
Yo, that'd be fucking. That'd be wild, bro. Yeah, nah, definitely gonna speak that into existence for sure. Because the way things is moving, man, shit.
Trust me, bro. I got you. Yo, Burner. Yo, get at me. We'll set this up. I'll be an executive producer. We'll get this thing rolling, man. Burner cookies with SPRKDLA and Burner Big Serbs. You already know.
Yes,
matter of factually. But
yes, sir. Peace to Burner, man.
Yeah, Pete, shout out to Burner, man. I think he's still battling cancer or something like that. Like, I know he had...
man, that shit is wild.
Oh, man.
That shit is super wild, but, you know, come off top, man. You know, it's how it be. Shit.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man, how that cancer, that shit is just, like, on this earth to just fucking... I don't know, it's like fucking natural population control or something, bro. It fucking just takes motherfuckers out of this shit.
Yeah, that shit is crazy, bro. I just lost 2 relatives off that, and I mean, I've had family members with cancer before, and they like beat that. But you know, you definitely see it take effect into like their whole body, bro. So that shit, you know, that shit is wild. So anybody who does beat that shit, you know, they really fucking, dog, them people really deserve their flowers. And, you know,
Survivors.
yeah, for sure, bro. Respect to them because that shit is
Fuck
crazy.
cancer.
You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, for sure. Fuck cancer. That shit, you know, that shit's a killer. And then between that and the doctors, like, you know, it's just a
Oh
hard
yeah.
ass, like, yeah, you're basically battling two different things. You know what I mean? Because chemo straight up kills all your cells, like all your cells. You know what I mean? So it's hard to really bounce back from that shit. You know, it could be helping you or it could really be fucking you up type shit. Yeah,
It's
this shit
so
is crazy,
crazy
man.
how
But
they
you know,
haven't figured out fucking how to just kill the cancer without killing you. Like is there really not a fucking way? Like is this really the only way to treat people by like just fucking killing their whole immune system? Like really? Like I don't know. It's just
yeah, exactly. That's the whole. You know what I mean?
some
That's the whole thing
bullshit.
about that shit. It's just, man, it's just the whole, like, you know, whole hospitals and shit like that, man. That whole healthcare system, the whole, you know, pharmaceuticals, yeah, they be on bullshit with that, bro. So, you know what I mean? Like, cause I think they do, but it's just like, you know, how, like they're just if they're not gonna be making no more bread off that shit, bro. Then it's just that's one thing that really runs the world, bro. Like, if you really fucking with the world's money, especially this country's money, bro, they ain't gonna help you, man. Like, if anything, they'll just really work on taking your bread to really, you know, to keep you more more dependent onto these hospitals and shit like that. Yeah, shit is fucked up. Shit is fucked up, but you know what I mean. That's just a whole nother. That's a whole nother topic to be on. But
For real.
yeah, man.
Who are some
Whatever.
of your influences?
Oh, I'd say fucking. I'm always say Madlib, bro. When it comes down to music, Madlib, fucking, uh, Madlib, Basquiat, fucking, what's his name, bro? I got this shit at the top of my head right now.
Quasimodo?
Nah, not Quaz. Quaz is one of my favorites. Tip, Prodigy, fucking,
Griselda.
of course, it's always, yeah, of course, it's always gonna be Griselda. Fucking Rock. Who else? Currency, of course. Fucking, who was Canelo, of course, man. It's just the way that the man is fucking Thanos in the flesh. Fucking, who else? Gil Scott Heron.
Heron.
Yeah, fucking. Oh, that shit. I can name it for hours, bro.
Well, who
But
inspires like the beats? Like if you could break it down to like three people, who would you say is like really like influences your beat process?
Madlib, Dilla, and fucking who the third be, man? Yeah, so the third is always the hardest one, bro, because there's so many. There's so many people. I'd say Pete Rock. I'd say Pete Rock.
Ooh, shout out to Pete Rock.
Yeah. Pete Rock is a fucking.
That fool's ill, dog.
Or if we're really talking about it, we could really say fucking DJ Paul too. DJ, yeah, because that motherfucker is really one of the main, like, you
Sipping
know,
on
they
some
really shifted the
scissors.
music like shit.
Sipping on some
You know,
scissors.
a lot of people say it's Wu-Tang that made the darker sound, but it started in Memphis. You know, all that dark sound and shit, like, it started from Memphis. But even then, I think they bit somebody else's style. I think it was Tommy Wright. Tommy Wright that was making. I'm not sure if he was making the beats also, but yeah. I definitely say that they're one of the. I would shake them into the third too, because fucking this whole dark sound and shit, like this gritty sound came from Memphis, bro. Like, you know what I mean? They were the ones to really work with the horror samples and really turn this shit up to fucking people looking for samples and soundtracks.
Oh yeah, I love that sound. You ever listen to Xavier Wolf?
Oh yeah. I didn't ever really get into him when he was popping like that though, which is what I'm kind of blown about. But yeah, nah, this shit is hard.
I got anger problems and I can't get them up off of me. I cannot resist pulling blood out my enemies. I fucking love Xavier Wolf.
Hard, bro. Yeah, he was a part of Raider Clan, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, for sure. The fucking
that's
OGs.
That's the shit that get me hot. I never got into Raider Clan when they were popping at that time, bro. And yo, they had a lot of fucking talent in there, bro. They had a lot of talent in there. And Space Ghost, even though he's wilding, but he fucking dog. That man really formed some good shit in there, man. He really had a fucking insane team on his back.
He literally created a crazy dope new Southern style and just gave it an ASAP Rocky, bro, like straight up.
Yeah, that shit's such a crazy story in rap, because if you see the shit that they were making before they linked up with Space Ghost, man, they were on some dog. They were trash. They were all fucking trash, yo. And then Space Ghost came along and they ran with the style for like 4 to 5 years and all that. And then they started just like going on a decline now and all that. And yeah, Rocky's like one of the worst rappers I ever heard in my life, bro.
Damn, like that? What? Yo, he got some joints, though.
Recent shit, bro. Like, and nah, bro, I could not listen to Rocky. He's not. He's had a couple good songs, but when I mean a couple, it's like less than 5, I think, or less than 7 or something like that. But yeah, I don't fuck with Rocky or Mom. But the worst person in ASAP became the best person in ASAP.
Well, Ferg?
That's ASAP Ant.
Oh, Ant.
ASAP Ant. Yeah, ASAP Ant is a fucking beast, bro. Shout out to fucking ASAP Ant. I think he's from Baltimore. Yeah, he's a fucking beast with what he does, man. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't fuck with him no more, bro.
You never heard that song, Persian Wine?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that shit's hard. But that was when they were still riding the Raider Clan wave, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that was like 2013, like right in the beginning. But I think
that was part of the what was it? That was part of the ASAP Mob tape, right? Like
yeah,
the first one.
Yeah. Rest in peace to what's his name? ASAP Yams. That was when he was on the cover. But what is it? ASAP Ant, I think, is on Persian Wine. He's I think he says like the prayer at the end or something like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's like he says something like, he just says like hallowed be thy name, like that prayer, but like just in a different way. And he's like something about the power and the glory, but that shit is hard. That's like one of my favorite ASAP songs, cause Ferg, he talks about his dad, rest in peace, you know. He's like I'm gonna make you proud, save me a cloud, and when I make it to heaven, you be by my side again. That shit is hard. Like, even though they took like the southern style, like I still like, you know, Space Ghost, he didn't have to he didn't have to fall back. Like, he could have made more songs with them and pushed this shit further, but I just feel like he just gave them his sound and just fell back from the whole shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
so it's like, to me, it's not really on ASAP. It's on him. It's like, you know, and that's why Raider Clan broke up, because he did that shit. You know, Wolf wasn't riding with that. Chris Travis wasn't riding. Denzel Curry wasn't riding with that. And you see where they're at now. And look at Perp. Like, Perp is like a fucking weirdo now,
on the
bruh.
Instagram Live.
Like, what the fuck?
He's
Like,
and anything, he's a Twitter legend now, bro. Like, you know, which is fucked up because he really got talent, man. He really had talent, but that wave could still, go, but just the whole ASAP mob, they just kind of threw that out, like, but their shit was hard though for that time. Like they were pretty hard from the 2011 going on until ASAP Rocky dropped that one joint, the last black and white album cover he had. What was it? I think it was At Last Long ASAP, and that one was
At Long Last ASAP.
Yeah. That one was pretty decent. I fuck with that song that they had with what's his name? They got Pimp C on there. Fucking it's Pimp C, Bun B, and Juicy J. Yeah, that one was pretty hard. But yeah, then after that, I mean, I haven't really. Anytime I listen to anything Rocky, I mean, I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? Like, hey, yeah. Anytime I hear him, I just can't believe what this man is saying. But
yeah, At Long Last ASAP is probably my favorite ASAP Rocky album, top to bottom, just because he had that one guitarist singer on there.
Joe Fox, yeah.
Yeah, he's dope. And my favorite ASAP Rocky song is actually Better Things, where he's like, I swear that bitch Rita Ora got a big mouth. Might kick the bitch out. Some shit like that. That shit's hard. Hard. That shit's hard. And the jukebox joints with Kanye. More power to you. More power to you, my lovely one.
Yo, that is actually a really good Kanye verse too, bro. That's a really good fucking Kanye verse.
Yeah, it's a lot better than okay.
Oh yeah. Yo,
I'm reloaded.
No, man.
Rich niggas still eating catfish. That bitch ain't really bad. She a catfish. Had the paparazzi doing backflips.
Out for that moment, bro. For that, from The Life of Pablo. I really didn't like The Life of Pablo when it first came out. I did not like that genre at all. It's a little decent after time, but yeah, I think the best album that he's dropped as of late was that recent one. Anything else before that, I just did not fuck with it, bro.
You seen that Drink Champs interview? He was talking all kinds of shit.
Which one? Oh, the Drink Champs one?
Yeah.
Bro, I still gotta see that joint.
Bro, that shit is hilarious.
Yeah.
He fucking said that signing Big Sean was the worst decision of his career or something like that. Oh my god. I said, yeah.
I wouldn't be able to sleep on that, bro.
I'm like, Ye is back, dog. He's back.
Yeah.
He says some crazy shit on there, bro, but
yeah, there's 2 parts to it too, right? It's like a 4-hour in total type song.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, and they took so many shots. I'm like, bro, how is this fool still like coherent? Because by the second hour, I would have been, bro, I swear to God, my head would have been spinning. I would have asked for like some bread or something, because they were taking shots. Oh my God.
We talking about the man that fucking drank a whole bottle of hen and went on stage at the VMAs and spoke very clearly and got his message across. Like, this man can drink, bro. That man Kanye, yo.
Fuck that. Henny will make me black out, bro. Henny is fucking... That shit is not for no bitch motherfuckers. I tell you that, bro. Because that's the reason no one likes drinking Henny. People are bitches.
Man's about that the other day, man. How that was the first drink that I really got into drinking like heavy. Me and my boy, shout out to my boy Trez. He's the one who really pushed me into making beats more consistently. That year that I started, I would go to his crib and we would fucking, we would always pull up and we'd always get like a whole liter or even sometimes a gallon of that shit and just kill it. that
Holy
same night.
shit.
Just kill it. That's it. Just me and him, bro. Just back to back. And I would black out, dog. I would constantly black out.
Oh, hell
I wouldn't
no.
wild out, but after that, like when I drink, bro, I need no chaser. It doesn't matter what the fuck I'm drinking now. Like I feel like I'm burning that part of needing a chaser, like straight up off of my tongue, bro. Like I fried my brain to to just even needing chaser. Yeah, that shit is serious, bro. It's not even. That's the worst thing too. It doesn't even taste good, bro. But it's just one of them drinks where it's like this shit is so foul that you want to drink as much as you can, so you don't have to drink it again. Type shit. You know what I mean?
For real. I still got a bottle of Henny
though.
right now.
Yeah, man, that's my shit right there. But now, I mean, I'm leveling up the way that I drink. I fuck with the Clase Azul. That joint is fucking stupid, bro. That joint is, but it's expensive.
What's that,
as
like
hell,
tequila?
But, yo, yeah. It's a straight up. It's like some of the purest tequila I've ever drank in my life, bro. It's the porcelain white bottle that's it's like a tall white porcelain bottle, so it has like the blue engraving on it.
Have you
Bro,
ever had
crazy.
mezcal?
I think so. I think so. Hold up.
Mezcal is where tequila comes from. Like mezcal is is tequila in its purest form, bruh.
Oh shit. Hold up. Yeah, I think my man pulled me some up. Fucking one time I pulled it. I can't buy this zone. Hold up.
I had a fifth of some mezcal straight from Oaxaca, and where mezcal originated from in Mexico. And bruh, my fucking head was already spinning off of one like 3 shots, like 1 cup. Oh my god, bruh, I was ready to.
Bro, I don't even think I've had this zone.
I,
Holy
I was
shit.
I was ready to fight, and fucking just beat somebody. I was ready to make music. I was ready to do everything at that point.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing, bro. I know what I'm doing for Christmas, man. Shit. Damn, yeah. No, I haven't had that shit, bro. Damn.
Yo, get some of that mezcal. I'm pretty sure you can find it, and if not, like a regular grocery store for sure. Like what is it? Like at a Mexican market or something like that. But yeah, man, fucking.
Yo, out here we got hella liquor stores, man. We got the VABC. And them jumps is like every other shopping center you go to, bro. So I'll definitely be able to come up on that. Yeah, because we got some heavy drinkers out here.
Man, I believe it, bro. I stopped all that shit though. I'm sober now. I don't do nothing. I just play Pokemon and fucking cook and bake, and I'm making calzones and shit like that, and
Oh, shit.
chocolate chip cookies and shit. So it's a sober life right now, because I've been getting anxiety, bro. Like, I don't know what it is, but I've been getting paranoid every time. Like, my heart beats fast when I smoke or I drink, so I had to put that shit down. I said, man, it's super weird.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. Yeah, that shit is good up until that happens. That's another reason why I stopped, too. That shit, yeah, I don't know, man. Hopefully I could break that. You know, there's some way to work around it. But, yeah, it was real good up until that point, and it was like no matter how much I poured up to, and how much I would smoke. I mean, I could drink and I'm good, but yeah, when I smoke, that shit just comes up like a motherfucker. But yeah, I mean, it's good to live sober too, man, because then it shows control of what you have over yourself. You know what I mean? And I was just telling my girl the other day that fucking the best thing to do is like to really be with yourself when you're sober, because that's the only way that you can tolerate yourself. You know what I mean? It's like flexing a muscle. Like you're really learning more about yourself and being more honest with yourself, besides suppressing the feeling and all that. Even though smoking, I mean, like I said, it's my first love, bro. But man, yeah, once the anxiety kicks in, it's just not cool, bro. I think it's because I was smoking heavily around the time I got a bad acid trip, and then after that, it kind of really fucked me up. I just got hella paranoid. It was
Oh, that's
wilding,
crazy.
like,
That's why I don't fuck with
yeah,
acid, yo, because it's like you never know if some hillbilly made it in his kitchen with like a few ingredients or like I don't know what
yeah,
the fuck.
exactly. Fuck acid, man.
I
The
don't.
shit is cool visually, but nah, but I'd rather just trip on shrooms. I'm good, bro. That shit is the truth, man.
Bro,
That
I
shit is
was
the
on
real
a
truth.
shroom trip, and I don't know what these shrooms were, but they were like the craziest shrooms I ever took. So like you get like the little giggles and shit, and things feel all warped, and it goes away, right? So I thought
Yeah.
I was sober, but then it hit me like to the max out of nowhere. Like an hour later, I was like, "What the fuck?" Like everything was like, and I'm like, "Yo!"
Damn.
I was like, and when I figured I was tripping, I laughed like hard as fuck, and it was like, like all fucking like, bro, like it completely.
Oh
Bro,
shit.
I don't know how I didn't go insane off of those mushrooms, bro, but that's when I was like, yo, I need to stop doing this shit right now, cause
Yeah, facts. And you out in on the west, so it's like that shit
these
is.
mushrooms were from the Netherlands, dog. So you already know I was spun
Oh
across the
shit,
world.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
even. Oh, shit.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's a
So,
whole nother level.
bro, he must have gave me them Dragon Slayer truffles or something like that, bro, cause that fucking
That goes out of Skyrim type shit. Like,
straight up,
oh
bro. I was
shit.
fucking I was watching the Big Body Best No Jumper video, and his voice was just pitch shifted like 3 levels down, like
What the
I was like,
fuck?
yo, I'm fucked up right now, B. Like it's I swear to God, you like you know what this feels like when you're just like you wanted to end. You're like, I just want to be sober now. I will never do this shit again. I promise. I swear to
Oh
God.
yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. I fucking yeah. That was me with acid, bro. That fucking that shit felt like it was a whole entire fucking day. I mean, essentially it was. But yeah, nah, when you want that shit to end, bro, that's when you gotta definitely take a step back and be like, all right, man, let me chill for a bit here.
For real.
Yeah, man.
I only
And that
took a
shit
little
is
bit, and
tough.
I sold the rest of them shrooms to some fucking homeless people at the park by my house. So them motherfuckers, you already know they were on cloud 9, 10, and 11.
Yeah, hell yeah. Nah, they got they got jobs now, bro. They established businessmen.
They're
Right
fucking real
after that
estate
shit.
agents.
Yeah, that shit took them on another level. So you probably blessed their life with that shit, man.
For real.
Some fools got up on me like, man, I gotta stop fucking with that shit. And they just went sober, got their life together, fucking.
Oh hell no!
Now they doing commercials.
They're still smoking meth, drinking every day and shit like that. They're like,
But they
yo,
established.
your shrooms. They're like, we didn't fill them. I'm like,
Oh
man.
shit.
I'm like, man. But then again, they were expired, like they oxidized already, and them shits turned blue, bruh.
Yeah. Facts. You gotta keep them real.
Fresh.
Yeah, I've had that happen before, for sure.
That shit's
You
weird.
gotta keep them. You gotta store them real well. It's a real sensitive substance to be fucking with. Yeah, for that reason. I'm studying that right now. Actually, on my own time. I'm just looking into mycology and all that. And it's a real like delicate shit to really be fucking with. Yeah, so the slightest amount of like not really looking into it or storing or anything like that, or like if you miss something, it can definitely fuck the whole thing up. I hear you. Yeah, that happened to me too, bro. I've had my shits expire. That shit blew me. I ate like 2 grams of it.
Was it more potent or was it like not at all? Because I felt like even when it was a little like oxidized, I still had a crazy trip, bro. Like for real.
It was a little bit less. It was a little bit less potent because I had them they're close to a year type shit. And yeah, I fucked up on taking them so late because I feel like I could have taken I could have gotten a fucking crucial trip. It was it was like the fucking, I think they're like the Envy joints. But yeah, then, damn, I'm just bummed that trip didn't hit as much as I wanted it to. But yeah, there's still more to come, man. That's. I think I'm switching from bud to just mainly just that, because that shit has done me good, especially when it comes down to art and all that shit. Man, shrooms is definitely the ones to be fucking with.
Yeah, I'm good off of them mushrooms, bro. I had 10 grams of truffles my first trip, and I should have just stopped there, bro. Yeah, I went to the super moon, bro. I fucking, bro. I sniffed cocaine for like 12 hours, bro. Like it's like I had just my body's just like a different tolerance. I don't do drugs anymore. Like obviously, like when I found your music and shit like that, I was doing cocaine, but now I don't do that anymore, and I think it's because of the mushrooms, bro. I think the mushrooms really played a part in just getting my life together, bro. Because before I would always want to get high, I'd always want to drink or do pills or dumb shit like that. When I did those 10 grams, bro, that just opened my mind and everything, bro. It really gave me a new perspective on life.
That's what's what's it called? So special about that shit, man, is that you always leave with something type shit. You know what I mean? So when dealing with mushrooms, man, if you're giving somebody mushrooms, you're giving them essentially like experience that could either like it'll change them in a certain sense. Whether it's I mean usually it's for the positive, it's for the better.
Did you know that scientists believe that mushrooms are connected with like schizophrenia? Like there's studies shown that people with like underlying symptoms of schizophrenia, once they do psychedelics, like they become like fully schizo, or like they have schizophrenic episodes after that.
Oh yeah. Facts. That's also with bud too. It could definitely activate this shit a lot, a lot sooner. So yeah, that's one thing, is that it's real like you.
It's a trigger.
It's real hard to really understand how it'll affect somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, isn't that crazy, bro? How that shit'll just do that? Like if you didn't even know, like you're a schizo, and then you fucking try shrooms, you get lost in space and shit. Like it's just
hell yeah,
fucking crazy, bro.
Do it just like that. No, man, yeah. So it's a real thin line, yeah. Because I'd be recommending it to everybody, but then again, I also got to take that into consideration too, because yeah, everybody's wired differently, man. Psychology is a crazy fucking study too.
It is.
So it's good to know all that stuff.
The human brain is very delicate, very delicate.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, definitely.
Before we wrap this up, one more thing. What is your dream album? If you could make an album with 3 other artists, you make all the beats. Who are the 3 rappers, or they could be producers that you'd want to work with on one album?
Say Rock.
Rock Marcy?
Yeah. Rock Marcy. Fucking. Who else? Man, that's a hard one. I never really thought about that. Rock Marcy. Fucking. I just had somebody in my head today that passed. I can't really remember who it was exactly.
Prodigy?
Prodigy, yeah, definitely Prodigy. And then I just feel like Doom is just on another level when it comes down to this shit too. So I mean, I wouldn't count him in. after seeing, I'm gonna just say, chill. I do a loop album with fucking Max B, cause Max B is one of my fucking, Max B is one of my like favorite artists I've ever fucking gotten into, bro. I grew up off of Max B. It was literally what made me, find a love into the mixtape era of rap. So, but again, I don't know. With the way that I make music, I just never know exactly. Billy Woods, for sure. Actually, Billy Woods would be the third. There's so many artists out there, but Billy Woods is probably one of my favorites right now, for sure.
Damn, Billy Woods, Rock Marcy, and Prodigy, produced by Nelonian, SPRKDLA.
Yeah, that's a real. But as a whole album, though, I mean, I would do one with each individual one, but like as a group album, I don't know, but yeah. As far as thinking of who I could work with, definitely them three. I feel like they would suit my sound. Damn, yeah, there's just so many artists, man. There's just so many fucking artists. I definitely want to work with an R&B artist pretty soon too, but this is down the line, A lot of people sing good, but songwriting is a whole nother thing. You know what I mean?
Totally, bro. That shit is on another level.
For sure.
But yeah, we definitely got to get a part 2 of this interview. I didn't think this was gonna be. We're gonna go this fucking almost 3 hours, bro. This shit is crazy.
Hey man, I mean this shit flew, man. But yeah, I'm down whenever, man. Just let me know whenever, and I'm down with it. I also wanted to mention. I forgot to even mention that shit. I'm gonna be dropping some new shit before this year ends. So.
Oh yeah, let them know what you got working on. What's up with that?
100%. I'm gonna just call the joint Untitled 21. Just fucking just a wrap up of the past couple of years. But yeah, it's gonna be my first full length. And how long has it been since it's been my first full length in like 3 years. I was actually gonna bring this up when you mentioned the whole For Granted thing, because I actually I almost religiously always wanted to drop something on December 8th because of that, because that date I always held close to me and all that. But yeah, it's gonna be Untitled 21. I always drop shit around this time in the winter because I feel like shit always happens in the winter for me. It's like a constant thing. But yeah, it's just gonna be somewhat of a concept album. But yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that for real. It's just a concept album, many themes, and then yeah, I'm definitely looking before if not Christmas, then very end of the year then. But yeah, man, December's my month, man.
December to remember. I also have,
yes, sir.
Did you see the text message I shot you of CSI? Cocaine Sell Itself?
Yeah, bro, that shit is hard. That is a hard-ass fucking name, bro. That's a hard-ass name.
I heard that on the 85 South show, they were talking about something about like good music, like it just good music or something like that. And what's his name? Chico Bean was like, shit, man, Cocaine Sell Itself. And I said, damn, that's a hard ass album title. I'm like, CSI, bruh. Cocaine Sell Itself, bruh. But I want that 04 beat. I want you on that one, the 04 beat.
Oh word, I can't even remember that off the top of my head. I gotta look that joint up.
It's off of Tranquil.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This shit is hard, bruh. I said something like I'll be steady on my grind just to find a way. You be on my mind anytime we be by. Some shit like some of mine, some shit like that. Yeah.
Hey yo, yeah, do that your justice, man. I hear you. Nah, I could already see it, bro. You definitely do your thing on that shit, man. For sure.
Yeah. So,
Damn, yeah, yeah. I'm surprised. I'm surprised you remember that, John. Yeah,
bro, I remember everything, bro. I'm like the CIA. I got files on. I keep the files on everything, bro. I'm up on everything on this shit, bro.
Hey, yo, yeah, good looking, man. Yeah, man, you definitely do your thing on that one right there, man. You know that's my least favorite one I came out with, like the album itself. But I do have some good shit on there, and I just end up forgetting about it completely. I end up forgetting about a lot of my beats, bro. But yeah, that one does have some good shit on that though. And that one, yeah, that was one of my favorite beats that I made. That was one of my favorite beats I made on that joint. So do your thing on that, man, for sure.
You
I know
already
you get the
know.
hook down. For sure.
I already got some shit. I've been working on that one. Probably that one I've been working on for a while. Like I just had it in mind for probably like a year now already, or more than that. But you know, you just like my brain works weird, especially with the CSI album, because I got you on there, I got NC, I got Flow Lucid, I got all the homies on that shit. That album is gonna be my thank you to all of you guys, like for helping me out. You know what I mean? It's just like a compilation of tracks of all the producers I've been working with thus far. All Star, CSI.
Oh yeah. For sure. Shout out to all them boys, man. They be doing their thing, man. Shit. Good looking on all that, man. Yeah, you definitely giving us a outlet to do our things, man, too. So yeah. Definitely appreciate you on that.
Man, I appreciate you and your time. You know what I mean? All the beats, you know what I mean, all the content. You know what I mean? You stuck with it, man. You kind of scared me though a little bit because you was ducking off for a minute. I'm like, hold on, what's going on? I was about to hit the APB button out on you. I was gonna hit the search button for you. I was like, hold up, see where the homies at real quick.
Yeah, man. That just all ties in with I just been living my life. You know what I mean? Trying to grow as a person, and then also you know, I just had a trip up, and then on top of that, the whole fucking I hate social media shit. But I'm still out here, man. I'm still doing my thing. You know what I mean? I'm just if I'm not making music, I'm making something. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, my line is always open, bro. If it takes me time, I mean, it's just because I got all my notifications off and shit like that. Because I really don't fuck with this internet shit. Tell you the truth, bro. But I'm still out here, man. You know. So whenever, man, you need anything, just hit me, dog.
For sure, I appreciate it. Again, thank you for your time and thank you for even taking. I didn't even think this was gonna happen, bro. I was gonna be like, damn, bro, I'm really gonna have to do some other shit for the day. You know what I mean? Because I just didn't know, you know. But thank you.
With my word, man. Got you. Nah, it was an honor, man. I appreciate that shit.
And we definitely got to do a part 2 very, very soon. If not, by probably more so like maybe like in January or something like that. Because I'm gonna listen back on the interview and then get a bunch of questions that I didn't get to ask you. But
yeah, for sure, man. That's perfect timing, man.
You already know. Nalonius SPRKDLA. I appreciate you and shit. I've said that for the 3rd fucking time now. I gotta get this shit.
Hey, peace, man. Peace. Appreciate that shit, bro. And trust me, it's an honor to be on this jump, bro. For real. You know, it's a good part. You know, definitely gonna have more than a part 1. So
for
sure.
Let
me know it's good whenever, man.
Well, all right.
Shout out to the homie Serve, though, man. You know.
Hey, you already know. SPRKDLA. I appreciate your time again and again and again.
So,
All right, peace.
all right, my G, be easy, man.
For sure, man. Peace, peace.
All right, peace.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the interview with Nelonius. This interview was a lot longer than I expected, but we got to cover more than a few things that, I wanted to talk about. So that's awesome. And you already know, this is the God's Hour.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil lay inside your box now while the angels fly over my headstone.